There we go. Ah, there we go. Okay, cool. Okay, I was panicking for a hot second. We're a minute late. Sorry. 3, 2, 1. Hello, wow. A powerful clap today. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. It is the Biendeo stream today on this fine 16th of December, 2024. I hope you're having a wonderful week, and we'll have a wonderful week. What song is this? I have 2 songs in my festive music playlist. I think this is called, Tempest Towers from the Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn soundtrack. There you go. So there you go. That's it. Let's dive straight into this one because we gotta get it going. We gotta get it going real quick. So hopefully audio's all good. So that's all good. Yeah, I was just like toying around with the microphone for a bit. Going, why is it not showing up? Why is it not showing up? And then it eventually got there. But hard work. But yeah, no. I hope you're having a great week. My week has been. Yes, that's day number 1. We're not even going through the titles. We are diving into this one. So last week on the Gecko stream, we did, well, on the first stream we did the first 4 levels. We did 4 levels of the game. There are 11 levels total. We got through 2.5 levels. We need to get 4.5 levels done this stream, which given that, you know, one of those levels is still the grease level, we gotta go through it. But I'm hopeful that the next level I do afterwards will be fairly quick. The one afterwards can go quickly. It depends. It's actually kind of risky. And then the other 2 I find I have a much better time in. They're not the shortest levels in the world, but I don't think they would be ridiculous for me. So we'll see. But yeah. No, I hope you're all having a wonderful week. My week has been hectic because it's my last week before I take some leave for work. And it's absolutely chaotic times. It'll be such a great relief to finally get this, well, finally get my work done, but also to finally get this level done. Because the annoying part is this potential of missing anything along the way, and for any of it to also go off screen. So you're going to be so tired of hearing the Grease voice lines of Toga, Toga, or not, I guess. But yes, for those who didn't watch, the reason why we got to collect the bugs is because in the last stream I tried collecting the bugs, and then I think I died, so I just decided to try it again, and just, you know, we'll grab one of the remotes, we'll just try it again, the 100 bugs, and then I got to the end of the level and could not find 1 bug left, and my hunch was entirely right, and I'll point out exactly where when I get to it. This is a bit temperamental, these guys. I gotta jump from further back. Really not having a fun time getting these, aren't I? Come on. Oh, it's easier from that angle, I guess. Whoa. Ooh. But yeah, there was one spot where it was just like, yep, what happened was I was constantly doing this, and one of the enemies just decided when I killed him, the bug would despawn immediately. 7 frames later, I counted. Yeah, it's the little ones. Yeah. So, fortunately, we have some rough metrics that we should be going by. And by rough metrics, I mean just little tiny metrics, but still, oh my gosh. Still, I've got some you know, cues to follow. So we shouldn't take too long here. I'm hoping I should get that right now. But hopefully we get all this right now, so that's all good. And then it'll be a Christmas miracle. itch.io's doing okay. Yeah, they seem to get back okay after, pretty shortly after the stream. But yeah, that was a bit of a wild, in the middle of the stream. And we're still running with the theory that it was Funko basically, like, not taking ownership for using a third-party service. I forgot the name of the service. To basically automate some takedown requests towards registrars? Like, I'm not saying you should add exceptions for, like, big websites, because it's like, well, a big website and a small website, like, you shouldn't just only pick on small websites. It's unlucky that they got, you know, itch.io under this thing, and it's also kind of odd that itch.io was just subject to, you know, to this happening in the first place. Like, you think that would be a well-established site. But, yeah, the whole, like, it was Funko is just, like, blows my mind. Funko doesn't really have the greatest reputation. There was a fun survey which was like, what kinds of like turn-offs women have of men, and it was like, I don't know what was like going on. It was like liking anime was like quite near the bottom, but like Funko Pops was the largest turn-off, and it's just like, man, Funko, man. How do you put yourself in that scenario? Like, they just don't have a great reputation. And to be fair, like, their whole brand identity is very driven. I'm keeping a close eye on those flies. I have a running theory that perhaps I probably could have killed myself and the enemy would have respawned. So I'm sort of mentally going, if I see any of that happen, I'll probably just kill myself and reload the checkpoint as opposed to the whole stage. Because otherwise we are going to be here for hours. And we're never going to get to the rest of the game. Also, yes, if the stream looks like it's going to hit 4 hours, I will try to call it close at the 2-hour mark and then we'll just do it next week. But I'm hopeful that this will be a 3 and a bit hour stream. Maybe shorter, depending on how quick we can do it. You see what I mean? It's like, you gotta kill some of these enemies. Like, those guys don't die from the spin attack. You have to ground pound them. So, yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I didn't even get... missed one of the platforms. Padding. Yeah, other than that though, I don't really have topics for today. Today's pretty chill. We hit the end of the Game Awards, and there was a couple of interesting stories out of that. Not particularly relating to the award ceremony itself, but there were 2 things of note. One was the, well, yes, actually 3 things of note. The Astrobot sweep. Yes. I think people generally liked the announcements as well, and I think it's actually kind of nice to have like a centralized announcement kind of broadcasts in the wake of there being no E3. Like, companies were sort of doing their own E3s, but then they just kind of gave up now. Like, it's really just done. And I think some companies haven't yet filled that void. So having sort of just some big end-of-year announcements is always a good thing there. I'm not as, like, crazy hyped over just, like, name-dropping, you know, like, Okami. It's like, you know, Okami is great. I should play it one day. I'm one of those people who's just like, I know a game's good. Don't have to tell me. There we go. The Game Awards, yeah, in terms of announcements, there's been some flops, but one announcement in particular, there was, I forgot the name of the game. There was an NFT game about a cat, and it just sort of happened. Like, the trailer didn't really show gameplay, and it's definitely an NFT game, and that sort of just kind of, you know, happened. It was like, oh my gosh, like, just pig thing. There you go. Catly, that's the one. Yeah, it's, NFT games, like, it's not even the concept of it uses NFTs that's bad. It's just that not a single game that does use NFTs has been, like, truly transformative. They've all been, like, absolutely shameless cash grabs. And when they're from, like, small unknown companies, you know, you could maybe speak to just its opportune people. When it's Ubisoft, that starts to get a bit interesting. This game wasn't Ubisoft, but Ubisoft has done this. And it's just like the concept of some of these games. It's like, okay, we have minted so much, like, things. We have given the things to insiders and influencers. We then expect those insiders and influencers to sell them off at a reasonable market price and not $250 million, cough cough. And then we expect players to have to buy multiple of these in order to even participate in the game. That, like, you could just describe that. I don't even have to tell you what the game is or what its aesthetic is or how you even play the game. I could safely say yeah, I would just prefer to play literally anything else, because I cannot afford that. I will not be able to afford that at all. And like, all of that is aside, is the game fun? And the answer is not really that one game. I forgot the name of the game, I'm sorry. If you try to find like Ubisoft NFT, you'll find it somewhere. But it's just like, man, you know, like, why? Why are they like this? Oops. Oops, I did it. I did it. I'm gonna lose the time to push the next thing over. Think about it, that's already 11 minutes of the stream just spent getting, like, this far in the level. And it's weird, I don't think any of the other levels are, like, this long to just start to finish navigate. Because most of them are quite, you know, straightforward. It is just this level, so... We'll get there, we'll get there. We'll be done with this level. Oh my gosh, we'll never have to think about it ever again. The jumping is a little weird in this game. I will criticize the game while I keep failing. But it is a bit, like, a bit odd. Ubisoft, well, yeah, monetarily, they're not doing fantastically, I'll tell you that. It's, oh my gosh. I'm with it today, apparently. I'm just like, this is... that was a rookie error. That was a rookie error from me. That was real atrocious. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I feel so bad with this game, actually. Like, not, like, generally playing it poorly. Although this level is bringing the worst, because I don't think... Like, I'm just saying, I don't think I look like I struggled on any other level as bad as this one. Partially it's the nerves. Partially it's just like, I want to... You know, get this level out of the way, and every single, like, small slip-up, because, just as a reminder, no other level, I think one other level has this, like, degree of bottomless pits that you can just wander into. Only one other level. And none of it is, like, this just, like, slippery. This sort of, like, pushing thing. 3 blocks from the 2 pigs and the 1 enemy. Oh, yeah, sorry, I didn't... Yeah, I didn't go back for that one, sorry, my bad. Dude, I'm not even gonna blame, like, oh, commentators. I am actually, like, lapsing judgment, just entirely. Wait, did we not get this guy? No, we did! We did! This is the 3 pigs. Or the 2 pigs and the 1 enemy. We did this already. You're juking me. You're juking me. All I know is the... Yes, I did get both pigs. All I know is the 59 at the pillar. Which is a bit of a call, but, like, trust me, that's... We're definitely on track for that. I don't think we're off.
Heavens to Loverboy, an 80s flashback.
I got it. I got it. It's all good. Well, let's see when we get to the pillar, because the pillar is the easy place to, like, turn back. Also, do I need the ice power up at all? I've sort of been grabbing it just as an extra hit here, but I don't think I actually need it. I have spiders crawling up my walls. Classic oh my gosh, don't you... Yeah. The other thing I wanted to mention for the Game Awards was the... What was it? The Creator... The Game Changer Award? It's a certain award that was given out to a specific creator for their impact to the game industry, and it was this one guy who, when they were talking about him and showing clips of his channel, it was, yeah, oh yeah, he did get teary-eyed, and I, like, everything I say, I don't want to direct towards the guy, even though the guy is technically the guy getting the award and technically the things he's done, but the big thing of note is that a lot of the presentation for that was like, he's like a guy who just, you know, founded a small YouTube channel and it's helping people get jobs in the industry. The small asterisk to this whole story that is sort of understated is that he is a acquisition scout for Tencent. That's been his job this whole time. It's sort of part of his job to do this help for the industry somewhat. There's an insidious call, I think I've seen some people say, and you know, I'm not saying it's true or false. He works for Tencent. It's on his LinkedIn. You can find it. He's been working for Tencent for a year and a half now. And he's been working for other like business kind of locations as well beforehand. Like not saying, you know, oh, how dare you work for Tencent. We're at 58, so I definitely did miss one. You might be right, I did miss that pig, maybe. Let's just do the lap. Or alternatively, there was one up on one of these ledges and I've completely wandered past it, but I don't think any of these flies were on the ledge. Did I really? I thought I was... The worst part is that, like, I know I rushed when I died last time, and I feel like that potentially may be the contentious point. I'll try these pigs, because that's really the only other place I think I could have missed one.
Swinging, baby.
Well. Let's see if dying helps. So, we're back here, other than there's the 5 flies on the way to the jump. But I mean, I'm pretty certain every enemy respawns, which means I guess if the fly was to be attached to that enemy, the fly should respawn. I don't know if the pillars all reset, or whether they stay. I think the pillars all reset, yeah.
Tastes like chicken.
Tastes like a chicken. Which is kind of annoying. I don't think you can truly get yourself stuck here, but like... It's strange, because like when I practiced this, not this week unfortunately, but I was watching my old like, just attempt at this, and it's like, yeah, like, it didn't seem like, I didn't have any of this despawning happen. And now I'm like, playing it, I'm like, yep. But there's the enemy again, at least. Alright, we gotta get these, because otherwise I'm not gonna be able to get back. Alright, I'm gonna jump towards the camera, just as he tries to get me. No, that wasn't him. Or it's flat out gone. And we had a despawn yet again. Because I didn't jump up here at all, and that's not going to be up there. Or I missed it here. It was this guy, alternatively. Nope. I definitely know I got this pick.
My tail says hello.
Dude, the theory of it was, like, you just have to kill yourself is just like...
I'm a zit.
It's just moot at this point. It's actually moot. The theory is gone.
I smell heroes, my friend.
Just gotta reload the entire stage. Again. Again! We're 19 minutes into the stream! I can't even... Oh. 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 I can't make progress on this stage, I tell ya. I tell ya, this is actually the most egregious thing I think I've seen in quite a while in any game. You rushing? Yeah, maybe. Well, but... Okay. No. I get where you're coming from, but I am going to fight that, and I'll be like, that's not me rushing. That's the game breaking and just being an absolute pain to collect everything. It is a combination of mechanics, but I'm just a catalyst. I'm just a vessel along for the ride. But it's not on me.
Are you guys playing cards?
Actually, I have a good segue as well. This week, I played Dakar Desert Rally, which is the sequel to Dakar 18. Instead of calling it Dakar 19, or better, Dakar 22 when it came out, it's just Dakar Desert Rally. Dakar is a rally raid event that happens in Saudi Arabia annually. It's good fun, although watching it is very tricky because, well, it's rally. You know, they don't have the easiest way of filming it, so... the game is neat in the sense that you just drive across Unreal Engine 4 terrain and you have to navigate directions purely based on seeing things. Yeah, it's cool. Dakar 22 is one of the worst games I've played in a long time for a fundamental reason. It doesn't work. And not oh, it's got graphics issues, which it does, or it occasionally crashes, which it does, but it does more than occasionally. It does distinctly because of various points in the game design. It will sometimes, when you end a tournament, it just loads a final, an extra stage, and then crashes. Sometimes when you're editing a cup, or editing a custom route, the game will crash. Some races in the menu flat out just won't exist. They crash, and that's it. It crashes. Constantly. Constantly. And it's not based on any, this. I love as well, every time the crash log shows up, it copies it to your clipboard. So if you wanted to take a picture of something, you have to make sure that you don't close the crash log, or else it just goes straight on top of your clipboard. Which is good fun. And the crash log is not usually that helpful, but I'll see things try to load a map, was it a location, but the location doesn't exist. Pointers with the value -1. No, I didn't. Well, when it works, it's okay. Although I think I'd probably enjoy Dakar 18 a little more. But it's so unplayable. And apparently, it used to be slightly better when the game came out. But they attempted to fix the bugs, and in turn just made more bugs. And then they just stopped. And then their Reddit community manager didn't get the hint and kept promoting the game on Reddit. And everyone underneath him on Reddit goes, hey, can you fix the game? Because it's just not functional. You keep talking about things that I cannot do in the game. And, yeah. Yeah. I also found out apparently it's got some, fewer features than the previous game. I like the custom route editor, but there was one thing in Dakar 18 where you could get out of or off your vehicle and then dig it up if you ever got stuck in the mud. And that's something that doesn't exist in this one. It's sort of just every time you crash your vehicle, you disappear, because you can't show a person ragdolling, apparently, in this year. So I now have 31. Yes. But I didn't die at... Well, I did die at this point, but I'm pretty sure when I reset... I don't know, I wasn't counting there, but we count 31 here. Yes.
I need to get to the aqueduct and drain the lizard. If we get my view.
So what I'm hoping is that the remaining levels all take at most 40 minutes. So if I'm doing 5 levels at 40 minutes, then that'll be 3 hours 20, which at least puts me on the right side of the midnight barrier. Except I have to do 2 boss levels, 2 bonus stages. Yeah. I mean, I agree that I'd already killed the enemy, but I was surprised that the fly... Because the enemies all respawned. Load the checkpoint before the enemy... Maybe. I didn't miss one, though, earlier. I did have the right number up to the, point I died. It's just that no one died at that point, so...
Easy.
Can I criticize that camera angle? So here's a question. I'm at 24 now. That doesn't seem right. Actually, no, it was right. It was right, yeah, because I had the 3 here, and then there's the guy on the inside who hopefully will give it to me again.
There's a big snake in the flame, Jacques.
Just keep a watch. That guy regave his thing, so we're safe there. I need to... Oh my gosh. I mean, that's why there's checkpoints, right? That's what it should be there for. This stage is very brutal. This stage is very brutal. I'm just gonna be here all year. I'm gonna be here all year. It'll never end. It'll never end. Yeah. So I didn't get very far in Dakar. I got an hour into the game, about 4 or 5 events in, and I had the game crash after every event, in the middle of one of the events, during the custom stage, because I wanted to do that. And then I watched, or I was just reading Reddit posts, and I was like, yep.
Welcome to the
Hi, I would like to... Okay, that guy dropped his. We're good. We're good for the moment. And I did die in my previous, like, in the successful recording attempt.
Hey! Are you guys playing cards?
Alright, we're still good. We're still good. We're still good.
Wormer, dead. Niedermeyer, dead.
It was weird though, because like I can't even recall that one that hadn't appeared just then. It's weird that there's a fly right there. That wasn't this guy's fly, was it? No, I haven't hit him. No, I haven't hit him yet. We're still good.
The Playboy Mansion.
This game, oh yeah, it is. How does it feel that I think I have one more fly than before I died? Listen, I'll take one more than one fewer. But, yeah, no, so a 10-cent industry plant, that's a harsh way of putting it, although certain influencers I've seen have called him that. I think that, like, whatever he's doing, getting people into the games industry, if they're good, is a fair call. And also, yeah, like, the industry kind of sucks right now because of the layoffs. And it's not just gaming, it's a lot of technology in general. But, like, on the flip side, we have to, you know, ensure that employees are actually doing good stuff. I always do err on the side of, we can't just run a raw numbers game on there were so many employees before, and now there's, you know, there's not that many of them, therefore, you know, something terrible is happening, because it's like, you know, there's a certain degree of trimming the fat that a lot of these companies do need to do. A lot of big companies spent a ton on new employees during COVID. And it's like, yeah, like we need to make sure that we're not over-hiring. And that is a, like, how would I put it? As in, like, also, we are at the good number, because then there'll be 5 in the jump, and then we're actually at the good number. $59, that's the one. That's the number. We did it, but well, we haven't done it. We've only gotten halfway. This jump is just so awkward. So it was this guy in particular that I did the jump, and then the the fly disappeared because I bounced like on top. This guy isn't in a good spot either, but at least he's not too bad. I know there's pots underneath me. I'm just gonna go back and push the thing just so I've got that there. I wonder if I'm doing that jump poorly because I'm actually doing it from like the side instead of just like from the steps. The steps is hard to judge where you're done though. It feels very odd. I'm now on the stressful clouds. Stressful clouds. Who are you? I don't know the lyrics to the pod, unfortunately. Okay, pronunciation test. Is it lateralis or lateralis or lateralis?
Are you the
Or
one that tricked
literalis.
that naked chick, Eve?
I never know. I always think it's the first one. Like, just stress on the first word, the first syllable. And it's not a real word. That's what throws me off. Lateralis. Okay. Today we have learned how to pronounce a Tool album. I'm more a King Crimson guy, that's my problem. Can you tell by the past 3 stream titles? I don't think I need to jump across, because that was for, yeah. I at least appreciate the flies are, you know, there's bonus areas for the extra stuff. So sometimes the flies are just in an easy path. Laterale. I don't believe there were any flies up here now. This area was chill.
The Playboy Mansion.
The Playboy Mansion. Where's my Gex cameo in the Class of 09 anime? This wouldn't happen in Donald Duck going quackers. Oh, fly went off screen. That was it. Gex Astro. Oh yeah, yeah, Gex and Astrobot. Yeah. Okay, this is not the first time that I've streamed a game that coincidentally actually had an update of some variety, like a follow-up. But Gex and Astrobot is a wild, like, crossover given, like, just, I don't know, where everything's at. I think the previous one was when I played Metroid Prime over 2 weeks, and in the middle of the 2 streams was the remaster announcement. The first Square Enix character. Does Square Enix still own it? I thought Embracer technically owns it now. Because I thought it was part of the Eidos, like, branding, which is where Tomb Raider and Square Enix, sorry, Tomb Raider and Deus Ex went. Same thing with Thief. Technically, Embracer owns that now. Like, that acquisition was insane. That was an insane acquisition because of all those brands that the Eidos branch had. So I'm trying to remember. Oh my gosh, I need to fly. Not like Square Enix was doing. Oh no, like Thief was dormant up until they did a reboot that I haven't played, but I've heard is just like, it's very 2013 reboot. Oh, it's always a tricky ledge. Tomb Raider is sort of their darling child, and they still had that going for a bit, but yeah, 10 years ago, 11 years ago, maybe even 12 years ago, because it was like a March 2013 release. You know, when Bioshock Infinite came out. Oh my gosh. What was that edge grabbing? That's a fun one as well. How many things on the Xbox like 360 gen? Because we're not saying we're nearly at the end of like the Xbox Series and PS5, although we are probably anticipating Switch 2 news into the early next year. They have, I mean, all they've said is that they're working on it, but they were very secretive about the original Switch. Like, it didn't get the name Switch until like October of 2012, and oh sorry, not 2012. That would have been wild. October 2016, like E3 2016, where they showed only Zelda. They kept saying it was for the Wii U and the NX, the next console, for the longest time, and then they showed the Switch. They announced it January like 14, 2017, like 2 months before it came out. I am having a very challenging time here.
Show me the money.
Show me the money. These platforms, I swear. If you're sending on Discord, I do not have Discord open. I'm sorry.
Welcome to the Sultan of Brunei's bathroom.
I do the streams from a separate profile, so we don't have the Discord open at that point in time. Oh my gosh, he's sending it entirely. It's in the chat. You will be able to see it. Oh, okay. He's come from the future. I've got my muggy hands on the final release of the Switch 2 and its dock. Ask me anything. His uncle works for Nintendo, I guess.
I need to get to the aqueduct and drain the lizard.
There we go, there we go. Alright, so I think it was this. There's a pot on the ground. There's one in the tree. Pot on the ground's back here. And then we just need to freeze this guy and then we're good. Oh my gosh, that was a bit of a hit, wasn't it? We're done! We're done! We're done! It's over! The moderator's comment where he's like, oh my gosh, it was real. Also, we're done. We did it. Let's get the heck out of the stage. It was the rainbow connection that I was missing, so I'm going for that one. We did it, boys. We're actually out of the stage. See, it's not too bad when I know what I was doing. And I did know what I was doing, but the disappearing fly, I swear. And I'm not even going to think about it in the other stages. It's just going to, like, happen. Maybe. I don't think it even will happen. So there's only one other stage I do dread the 100 flies. But, oh boy, that was 37 minutes and I had to attempt it twice. Ugh. Ugh. Terrible. But we're done. We're done. The grease level is done. So, okay. So, yeah. So, also, grease is no more. Grease is over. Grease is over. Let's do the easier of the 2 remaining levels in this hub, which is up here, the beanstalk. Actually, let's do the bonus stage while we're at it, because the bonus stage is just chilling down here. Deleted from the map, yes. If I ever replay the Nintendo 64 version, you ain't seeing that level ever again. So we got a little secret level here. This is the last one with one of the secret clappers as well. I like the secret level. It's nice and fun. Your gimmick with the secret level is it's underwater. The whole thing's underwater. And I'm a sucker for a cool underwater level. Shout out Unreal Tournament. Which may or may not exist. Secret plappers. Well, I mean, I'm wearing my secret plappers right now. So, I was like, which button submerges? The time gets a bit aggressive depending on how you're handling this one, but you just need to get the flies and not drown. And also you probably... Well, if you've got, like, all the hit points, it really doesn't matter hitting these mines, because it's not that long a level. But it is like, yeah... They're just kind of there, and they're very awkwardly right next to all the flies. They're very hard to avoid. So I just sort of concede, and I just go for it. Go into these things to get some air. So, that leak, or air quotes, a guy claiming that he's got the dock and the leak. Is there anything with that? This is called speedrunning strats. Get with the times, mom. I like this level though, it's nice fun. I feel like your air lasts a lot longer than it usually does as well. Yeah, you've got little bits of flies everywhere, which is good fun. You can probably link the Reddit post as well. Although actually it's just on Reddit, so isn't it? I always find it's interesting that Lemmy never took on. Like, there's probably people who did, oh sorry, took off rather. There's people who probably do use Lemmy, but I'm like, I tried, and the software did not really federate very nicely for me, so I just couldn't see a lot of people's stuff. So that's what kind of tuned me out. And people went back to Reddit, but I'm like, I can only use Reddit through front-end apps now. I really cannot Here's the Twitter thread. Ooh. So I like how there's this underwater bit where you've got this giant never-ready battery. If you push the battery into the spot, a little light turns on. That's a clue. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So once you've put the battery in, you can actually spin attack this this steering wheel, and this artillery cannon just casually turns around, and then you can hit the lever. And well, we blew up a wall. This one's probably not that secret. I think people will probably get the clue that there are secret clappers based on this one. Open the gates. And yeah, there's going to be no flies in here, but yeah, there's your secret clapper board. So we'll get a clip at the end of the level. You can probably burn a lot of time on this level, but I think it's probably easier to... Sorry, the harder part of the level is not the time limit you're reaching, but rather the drowning. The drowning is usually a problem. But I don't know, I think it's good fun. I like it. There we go. And then back on top of the place we started in, which sort of pockets a bit of air, which is neat. You get your lovely silver star. Star.
Laughing at me? So you think I'm funny? I entertain you?
That was it. That was your 6 seconds of fame. Okay. Insane amounts of salt. Allegedly, a final production unit of the Switch 2 has shown up online. And it's that picture. Follow-up from Gaming Leaks and Rumors. Okay. We're gonna go through the bits. I'll have it open on the side and I'll glance back at it. User claims to have held the console but not been allowed to turn it on. What he posted: the console is called the Switch 2 and its logo is the Switch logo with a giant 2 on the side. The units were dark grey, but apparently there was a full white SKU, both Joy-Cons and the tablet, and another special edition SKU is themed around a game with a 9. It seems a very obvious hint it's Mario Kart. No, man, it's Mario Party 9. It's being re-released. Everyone loves the car.
It's tail time.
So we got the fairy tale level going on. This one is the quick level. I actually think this will be a very straightforward level. So we're gonna go for the 100 flies, and probably the fly at the topmost part of the level. It is an entirely vertical level. There is... I love the costume.
Hey, dude. Is this Thai stock?
Nice. Do we have an idle animation? I don't think it does anything. Okay. You can glide in this level as well. This is a glidey level. Also, beans ahead, gas behind. Very nice. But yeah, it's a pretty straightforward level, other than I think these bees have flies, which is a bit annoying. Come on, try me.
Eat this.
Oh no. The ladybugs do, yeah. But yeah, your goal is just to climb the beanstalk. There's a couple of things on the ground, but you'll get the gist that the ground doesn't really have much. Yeah, you got this back area here. Okay, the other things on the leaks, the console doesn't feel much heavier. Well, hopefully it doesn't, yeah. Key buttons and sticks are marginally larger than the current Switch. I'd probably say the Switch's buttons are on the tiniest side. It's probably an observation. I don't know what's, like, better or worse, but... Also, got this dude snooping around as usual.
Hit me, go on, hit me.
Hit the wolf, oh, ground pound him, sorry. I'll drop a few flies as well. And then, this house you're also meant to just destroy.
How do you like me now?
And then there's a pig. You could... I don't think the pig has flies, nah. Magnetically attaching the Joy-Cons to the console makes a mechanical click sound. That's neat, because the original one, it's actually all fake.
On your left.
It's in software that makes the click sound. The two back buttons are indeed the Joy-Con release buttons. That's probably the same as before. Heard the reveal is next month for a Nintendo meeting. I think they may be referring to the investor meeting on February 4th. Dock has the same ports of the Switch OLED dock, but is a bit larger and curved, and so much of the screen pops out. I think it makes sense. I don't think there was really a huge... Like, one of the biggest kind of design flaws of the original Switch is how sort of iffy the... Oh, you're gonna see this, by the way, kicking a bit. The 3 bonus coins are just like... You gotta hit these, oops. You gotta hit these, little coins and then they show up. But yeah, one of the biggest problems with the original Switch was how, like, the original, you know, shape of it is like a clam. And you have to basically slide the Switch in the right way. It's great in terms of you won't break the slot, but it's bad in terms of a lot of the time you don't see quite exactly how you're, like, orienting it. And I've definitely known mates who have, like, regressively scratched the screen because they've just been trying to write it into their dock at too much of an angle, because they don't know when it, like, ends. There's nothing visibly from the front of the Switch dock that actually tells you where the Switch dock ends, so something a bit more traditional is probably a bit nicer. I think they put the big bit of plastic in the middle to basically prevent you from attempting to think it will turn on while it's in the dock. But at the end of the day, I don't know, man. I think people probably just want to see it go.
Looking around may be the only way to find bonus coins.
Wow, good clue. Good clue. Oops, oh my gosh. That's what I get for trying to look at 2 things. The game cards look the same as the current ones. The top side of the Joy-Con, when detached, has a surprise feature. Oh, and the magnets themselves are buttons. Oh my gosh. LCD screen, ZR/ZL buttons, larger than the current Switch. Are they analog? I want the buttons to be analog. There are a number of racing games that are just like, oh, but the controller can't do analog triggers. And it's just like, one day they'll do it. There's tons of checkpoints on this level as well, which is quite surprising, because it's like, as long as you fall roughly near the beanstalk, you can't fall off the stage, really. And you've got that as well. The little, the mirror, as I keep activating them, will push further up and up the level.
Excuse me while I kiss the oval program sky.
These are a bit annoying, these, oops. Well, at this point, then it's like, oh, whoops, I fell. Time to use the mirror. And you can just look at the mirror. And just like the magnifying glass in the mystery level,
I feel like hucking a loogie.
I'll just put you where you need to be. So now I'll just reorient myself and figure out where exactly that bonus coin was. We'll see it again somewhere. Okay, don't rebound. But yeah, I wouldn't say any of those leaks are particularly surprising. Let's try and, I mean, you know, leaks are leaks. Also, one of your stars is there's 3 candles. Leaks are leaks, so I think there's always a market for them. People always want to be like, ooh, you know, what's the inside news? And I think ultimately, a lot of the leaks, the other end says the sticks a Hall, oh yeah, sticks a Hall effect, which at least is nicer, although I do wish just in general sticks didn't break and not just their Hall effect. This one's a bit of a climb though. Give you 55 seconds though. Oops. Will I redeem myself and show that it's okay? Oh, good morning, Mr. Comrade. How are you doing? I can't see a thing in this one. We got to the grease level. We're done with the grease level. And now I'm going to try and do all the rest of the game in good time. I'm sort of rushing up a bit just because I got to get that bonus coin. These flies are also very obnoxious to get. Actually, not even just these flies, but the whole path here. Also, yeah, that's 3 of the paws just chilling there. There's only 10 in the level. They're just chilling right there in the air. So if you keep bouncing up, well, there's another one. There's another one. I think we could have had 5 of these on screen at the same time. Like, look at this. It's like, ugh. All just to get onto this ledge.
Excuse me while I kiss kiss the oval program sky.
He really likes his Jimi Hendrix, doesn't he? Machine. We're at a first name basis. I always find like nicknames, especially nicknames based on screen names, are always like interesting because they're just very organically discovered. But like, there's really no convention. Everyone's got their own things. It just depends. I got made some my own circles where it's like, yep, we've condensed every single screen name into one syllable. We are all on the one syllable basis. I'm gonna show this guy who's boss. So there's a remote in the middle here. I think this is the one based on the houses, because the first one was made out of hay, and this one's made out of brick. So I think I've sort of missed the well, it's got a 3 on it as well. Horizon. Nah, he's alright. But yeah, no, I mean, everything in those Switch 2 leaks seems like in line with what I'm expecting. I'm really not expecting Nintendo to drop hardware support for Switch 1 software. The main reason why I say that is because, one, the catalog is quite intense. Burninating the Thatcher, yeah, true. The catalog is quite intense, like just large. And two, just like the PS5 and the Xbox Series, there is no real technological reason why, you know, like a game can't run on the new hardware. Nintendo would often use the reasoning of, you know, a new input method. I think the Switch is gonna be sort of a first foray for Nintendo to not do that in quite a while. They've done it before, like the, you know, you've had the mid-console upgrades, but even things like the Game Boy Color, I'd probably say is basically that. It's like, well, it doesn't do anything that a Game Boy couldn't do. Oh, sorry, it can do color. Also, there's a giant chicken up here. Just thought that's fun. You end up watching the Game Awards. I did not watch the Game Awards. I only know of things that happened in the Game Awards, and I had a brief bit earlier about like 2 things. The yeah, this remote's just chilling here, so I'm gonna try and grab this one. Actually, should I grab this one? Yeah, I might as well grab this one because I think the other 2 are like on the way, so you don't actually have to climb the whole stage. I love this, just like going up the beanstalk. Hey, it's the giant's place. He's got a giant fork on the floor. Yeah, there's definitely some cool announcements though. I did like the announcements, and I think in general, I don't think people should really be that upset about what games did win. Other than Pekora not winning Content Creator of the Year. Robbed. But nah, for the most part, like I don't think there's really anything to get up in arms about. Maybe
And on your left, Aaron Spellings.
Warframe not being announced for yeah, once not being announced for categories, Warframe not being announced for like ongoing game is an interesting one. Just yeah, the other ongoing games are like, are they really the DLC releases, which I don't know, I feel like is a different category of kind of thing, but I've already had this discussion, so oops, I've fallen. Might as well try and pick up all the stuff on the way. So what are we at? We're at 70 flies, like I've only been on the stage for 10 minutes. Where are there's the Jimi Hendrix again. Whoops, whoops. Well, there's some flies there. And I've fallen quite far. I think I definitely rushed here, though, so just keep going. Okami sequel. Yeah, okay. Alright, so I glanced over this. My opinion of announcing sequels but not have any footage, I'm like, you gotta have your footage in order to get me hyped. I'm cool with companies announcing that they have sequels or other things like that. I feel like I've just reset that to pointing at not the right spot, but yeah, it's okay. It's a very easy climb. But
I feel like hucking a loogie.
New Onishima, Ninja Gaiden. There was one in the Sega category that they, like, name-dropped, but... I forgot which one it was. Ultimately, though, I think as well, it's hard for a new title to exactly, like, break ground at a lot of these award shows now, because brand recognition is so important these days.
Excuse me while I kiss the oval program sky.
Oops. Am I gonna get that? Nope. We're gonna take another round for that. I don't have hope for the new Xbox handheld. Oh, they... oh yeah, there's one thing I didn't realize it was that. I didn't realize they announced a handheld. So is it a dedicated handheld, or is it like a PlayStation Portal where it's just a streaming device? This gets kind of awkward when you don't have any guidance where they are anymore. I would imagine maybe the former, where it's basically a Steam Deck, because, I mean, it makes tons of sense that everyone would compete against a Steam Deck these days. That thing has sold like hotcakes. And continues to sell like hotcakes, despite being based on Zen 2 still. Just the package and the software stack and... there's sort of a bit... Ooh.
I feel like hucking a loogie.
Yeah, sure.
Excuse me while I kiss the oval
I still gotta kill that guy,
program
so that's
sky.
not quite where I need it to be, but sure, I'll accept that. See what I mean? It's like... The grease stage, very easy to fall off. Here, easy.
Trumpets all round, I think, sir.
Not sure if it's okay or not. It wasn't in the Game Awards. I mean, I didn't watch the awards, so best I can say is I didn't see any Mega Thread talk about it. But who knows? Could be real. I would imagine it's real. But you know, we'll see an announcement. We'll see what's going on there. And they can only play Xbox Game Pass titles. So where are we at? We're at 82. We're still missing a bunch of flies. I know this guy's got some, but... Keep an eye out, because I probably missed like a huge trove. There were rumors about a new Sony handheld. Well, hopefully they do one.
And on your left, Aaron Spelling's Broom Cloud. My tail doesn't like you.
Lasted a few seconds in that handheld console
You
thing.
beat that Bond chap hands down.
He's very dead. Alright, so what are we looking for? I'm missing one paw. We got the 3 coins. And that's it. Then get 14 flies somewhere. And I've only been in the level for 15 minutes.
I feel like hucking a loogie.
Yeah, we'll be done with this stage. Easy quick. Easy quick. We'll barely even know it exists. But I like this one. Fun vertical stages are always a good meme, even if you can never really get the camera going in the way that you want it to. I feel like every single fly is below me. Oh, there's some. Sony handheld would be okay if you can access it, but that is true. That is true. I am shocked that they are pushing the PlayStation Network so hard in every single one of their titles, and yet that's the case. The fact that, like, they collect data in ways that they can't do it in other countries. Yeah. Well, but it's not like the Steam Deck, the PlayStation Portal, right? Because you can't play... Like, you have to be streaming from a home remote. It doesn't play games on its own. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I thought you have to be streaming them off a PlayStation.
I feel like
I would
hucking
like
a
to
loogie.
play that song again.
And on your left, Aaron Spelling's Broom Cloud.
Alright, we're gonna just
Excuse me
sit,
while I kiss the oval program sky.
Nope. Okay.
And on your left, Aaron Spelling's Broom Cloud.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
I feel like hucking a loogie.
But yeah, I like the state of handhelds these days. Mobile processors are getting a lot better, and which leads me into a fun hardware discussion I'll briefly mention. So we had the release of the Intel Arc B580 GPU the other day. I have to get out of bed and it's 4:30 a.m. Woo! Very early.
Excuse me while I kiss the oval program sky.
To be fair though, my streams are the worst times for West Coast, I'm sorry. It's a good time because it means it's Monday for everyone, but it's a bad time because it means it's 4:30 a.m. for you. So I think this is the one I wanted to reactivate. There we go. And it's currently 9:32 p.m. for me. Alright, so the remote was there. I've already got the flies there, so... Missing a paw. Oh, there's a fly. That's just chilling out in space. Okay, let's fall down. Let's just have a round, see if we can spot any as I go down. I really couldn't see any as I fell down. Game Rant, Phil Spencer. Philip Spencer himself. Published in November. Well, I appreciate this Game Rant article for just taking a picture of a Steam Deck and photoshopping the word Xbox over the Steam logo and putting a giant Xbox logo on the screen. And then they did it again with the, like, the Switch. They did it again with the PlayStation Portal and various other knockoff devices, all in this one article. What an incredible, like, menagerie of images. Because none of them are real. What? Game Rant, what are you doing? SEO is doing wonders off these images. Yeah, if they announce it in November, I guess they missed the Game Awards, but it's good that they're working on it. I'm not sure... I will say that, like, the reason why the Steam Deck has done, you know, tremendously well is, and I think a lot of these companies fail to identify this, is that it's a good value deal. The entry price is quite low to get into it. And then, I have seen Game Rant, like, say some shoddy things sometimes, but we'll take it for what it is, if it's a legit article. And given that... You know, they're pretty confident that Phil Spencer himself is saying, yeah, no, legit happened. Legit's happening, so... Sure. We'll accept it. Where are these flies? I think they're definitely all on the lower side. I don't think any of them are above me. Where are they chilling? Thing is, handouts kind of lost their charm when they became... a bit, yeah. But I would also then flip it on the other end and say, consoles shouldn't always have games that, you know, like, oh, you know, you could just do this on a handheld. It's like, I kind of like those kinds of games existing in all formats, and playing games in a handheld format has always been a... bit of a novelty, but it's also like, you know, it's neat if people are like, that's how I play, so I like handhelds when they make games specifically for them. I think I'd probably want, like, all my hardware to play all my games. Obviously, a handheld is not going to have the graphical fidelity of a console, but I like the idea, and I especially find it's quite appealing to have games where the console version, or where the handheld version is the console version, but just downscaled, basically. It's got all the same content, hopefully. that's more a reality these days, which is neat. You still gotta compromise a little bit for the Switch, but with things like the Steam Deck, it's like it's now like, yeah, no, there's no compromise basically. Even if the Switch does have a touchscreen and the motion controls, which is generally something that isn't on the consoles yet. But ideally, and the Switch gets into a bit of an interesting ground for this because you want to ideally have like all the form factors accounted for. So say for example there's like you know, let's say what's a game that's on phones and the Switch? Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel? I don't know, I'm just thinking that. And it's like, it'd be neat for the Switch to be able to leverage the touchscreen. And in fact, really any console should leverage the touchscreen. I don't think any of them should really be like, you know, like, oh, you can't do the touchscreen because it's a Switch. Just play with a controller, dummy. It's like, no, have all the input options available because a lot of these games work with all the input methods.
Excuse me while I kiss the oval program
Just
sky.
doing another trek up to the top because I do not trust that I'm missing that many. I didn't see any on the rotate down. I'm missing 9 flies still. Interesting. Handouts are effectively dead. Maybe I'm just hallucinating. I can't find an announcement. Yeah, I don't remember it being mentioned in the Game Awards, but there are some fun things in the Game Awards, like how Microsoft doesn't release Microsoft exclusives anymore. Things like The Outer Worlds 2 is coming to the PlayStation. Oh look, flies.
Night, night, baby. Yeah.
I don't know where the paw is though. But I'm cool ending the stage here and then just attempting for the paw later.
I feel like hugging a
I'm not sure where the paw would be. It's probably just floating somewhere along the way and I'll spot it on a re-attempt to the stage. I think Steam Deck type stuff on the rise. Yeah. In a bid to make the experience all on all the Switch playing modes the same, this means that games that could only be played portably aren't made anymore. Yeah, maybe.
Oh, don't you look cute?
All right, there was nothing in my dossier about the little girl outfit. I mean, no, this is getting ridiculous.
Do you think red makes me look fat?
Oof. Oof. I somewhat agree, but I think it is partially just, one, I think there needs to be a way to play Switch games plugged into a TV without necessarily using the docked mode. So which one are we doing? We'll do the candles, I guess. This little man is too hot to handle. Set the funeral on fire with a candle. You can re-hit these bonus coins, but they don't exactly do anything. Just there for show. I didn't recheck over here, but I'm pretty sure I hit the end of this leafy area. Yeah. Did you get all? I did get the 100 bugs. I did get the 100 bugs. I didn't get all the paws, but the paws doesn't matter as much to, you know, you can just re-enter the stage and all the paws you've collected are still collected, so I'm really just looking for the one I never got anyways. But I couldn't seem to find it in the top half of the stage, so I'm hoping that just by re-attempting like this, I'll basically find it on the way.
I feel like hugging a loser.
And yeah, it was the 3 chickens up the top. The 3 chickens had 3 flies each. It's probably a little harder to visually spot the paw. Yeah, he'll be out there. Got a rest area as well. Very nice. Whoa. This area is cool, with a bit zany.
Excuse me while I kiss the oval program sky.
Given there's purple leaves here, this seems quite ideal for a place to hide something a bit more exclusive, but nah.
And
Seems
on your
ordinary.
left, Aaron Spelling's room.
Seems very ordinary.
And on your left,
Rest
Aaron
versus arrest.
Spelling's broom closet.
You are under a vest.
Excuse me while I kiss the oval program sky.
Ooh. So I have, there we go. I have another game I've been playing over this past week, and this one, is a curious one because I don't think I've particularly played a game that's, like, quite ticking these boxes, but we'll give it a run. I've been playing, Infinity Nikki this past week. Infinity Nikki, I thought you had to buy.
I feel like
At least before it came out. I thought it was a game that you legit had to pay some money for. Turns out, it's a gacha game. It's, basically, if I had to describe it... We've talked about it in the past, but I hadn't played it. I hadn't, like, started giving it a go. So, yeah, it's got all these gacha stuff on it, which, I wasn't quite expecting, and I do think it drags it down a little bit, but it's remarkably not involved in any of the stuff you have to do. The only thing that's really gotten in my way was I hit a point where you needed to hit a certain, like, I guess, what's the term? A stylist rank. And the stylist rank is driven by, both, like, an in-game achievement system. I'd say, I'd say for a free-to-play experience it's good, yeah. But yeah, that in-game rank was driven by, the achievement system, so basically, you know, achieving so many things, and also, based on the number of daily objectives you've done. And there's only so many daily objectives before the game goes, yeah, nah, stop playing, please. So I hit a point where I was like, well, I cannot continue the main story. And even though I could keep going around and exploring and picking up all the style stars, I ended up, you know, just kind of putting it down at some points and then continuing later. The only other thing that's really locking... Wow, okay. The only other thing that's really locking in to playing the game in intervals is there's a thing called proficiency, and it's basically just experience bars for certain stats. Although the interface kind of sucks, and it's hard to know exactly how much proficiency you have for the rest of the day. But yeah, it hits a cap at some point, and it tells you, yeah, you know, you can still play the game, but we're just not giving you any proficiency. You can indeed exchange some materials for that proficiency, so I think for the people who spend money, they could probably push that through a bit quicker, but yeah, something may not have realized as the game is I do know it is part of a franchise. I don't think any of the games are like this, though, so I guess that's where the confusion lies. I cannot see a thing. Oh my gosh. I think that's where the confusion lies, is like, are there any games that are like Infinity Nikki? And I think the answer is maybe no. Or Mario Odyssey. That's the angle. So, Nikki means diary in Japanese. She has an infinity diary. Yeah. So to describe the game, it's a, the largest part of the game is probably a Breath of the Wild / Mario Odyssey collect-a-thon. You explore around the map, and you basically uncover, you know, quests, little secrets, picking up all these stars, and the stars involve little puzzles. Sometimes the puzzles are in little shrine-like areas, and sometimes they're just out in the open. There are various abilities available to Nikki. Some of them you will need to work through the story to unlock. So I've encountered a few places where I'm like, oh, I definitely have never seen this type of a landmark before. It'll probably show up later.
And on your left, Aaron Spelling's
It is the fifth.
room.
Yes, it is the fifth Nikki game. Yes. And my chair is dying. I'm gone. Oh, that chair. That probably picked up on the mic, just the thing just going, yep, I'm just gonna depress now.
Excuse me while I kiss the oval program sky.
Wow, he never shuts up about the Jimi Hendrix, does he? Along the way, there are a bajillion mini-games, and various parts of the game involve costumes. In fact, that's the main part of the game. You'll spend parts of the game unlocking, I guess, these ability costumes, they'll say they are. Where basically Nikki has an ability now. She can, it starts off simple. It's like, oh, she can fish in one of them. She can catch bugs. She can scrub animals. I got one in the first chapter of the game. It sort of prologues a little bit. And then there's 8 chapters, just reading up on it. And chapter 1 of the game introduces an electrician costume. Where you'll go up to various out-of-order devices and do a Bioshock puzzle to basically, like, fix the device. And I thought that was cool. I have just finished chapter 3, and I've only gotten the next ability, which is yet another hover ability. It's, like, slightly better than the previous hover
I feel
ability.
like hucking a lube.
But it's just kind of interesting. It's like, oh, it's another hover ability. I'm still missing other slots, so I don't know what other abilities I'll be in for finding. But we'll see. It's definitely taking its time, though. I think partially because you have to basically wait for your dailies in order to continue the main story. But also, I feel like I've now explored the majority of the land, and I wonder if there's really that much left to, like, uncover, or how much is just like, just doing quests now. Probably in the future they'll have more areas to explore. It seems like there's definitely some endpoints of the world where they could probably expand them forward a bit. Did I get all the candles already, or am I just struggling to find them? Because the candles are certainly below me. Like, there's that one.
I feel like hucking a loogie.
And he feels like hucking a loogie.
Excuse me while I kiss the oval program
There's
sky.
that one. There's this one, which is still lit.
Tea and crumpets all round, I think, sir.
I'm not sure where that remaining pour is, and I'm now starting to get a little concerned that I probably need to find it now. I don't remember struggling for this pour, though.
I feel like hucking a loogie.
It's not like that high up over here, nope. Where
Excuse
could it
me
be?
while I kiss the
Seems the first 4
oval
are iOS,
program
Android
sky.
exclusives. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Is this only on PS5 as well for the console? And Xbox, maybe? It is on Unreal 5. I'm like, the odds of Unreal 5 games getting on the Switch is not very high. Well, might as well get this now.
Rock and load, little lizard.
I'm starting to sweat a little bit because I cannot find this thing. Ah! Japanese games, never on Xbox. Never. Destroyed the 3 little pigs' houses. Oh, sorry, it's Chinese. Sorry, my bad. Oh no, that was a big one. Dude, what is with me playing Chinese free-to-play games right now? Because we've also got Marvel Rivals chilling. But I mean, I remember it was a fun one. I saw the shout out from Pro Jared talking about this game, and that's what sort of got me into like watching out for it, because I liked the concept. Was like, oh yeah, you know, like imagine a Breath of the Wild game, but instead of you know, like it involves platforming problems and a bit more of I don't know, just fun collecting stuff. The interesting part I thought was a lot of gachas usually involve like RPG numbers, and basically you're working to boost stats of things to eventually then, you know, like pass an arbitrary like limit that they had on you, whether you had to beat a stage quick enough and you basically need your hero stats to be high enough, or whether it's like, well, this boss is just gonna kick your butt unless you got the numbers. Here it manifests in style offs, style challenges. You basically face off against various people in the game and tell them you're the more stylish person, and then you basically have to just numbers game pick an outfit that ticks the criteria boxes. I like how different outfits have different, like, you know, stats towards the big categories, and then they have different sub-filters, and sometimes the competition will be like, I only want things that are green and cool and outdoorsy, if that's like one of the like extra filter. And so it's just like every single one of those basically. It's like it can only be outdoorsy green stuff, and it has to, you know, tick the cool points basically. So in order to do all of them, I'd imagine you'd have to get a lot of materials and a lot of stuff. Seems that most of what I'm missing is just it hasn't been introduced in the story yet, so it'll probably be a resource that I'll find in another location later on in the game. So to that, I then say, well, okay, we're just playing the single player, you know, the career. We're just playing the story, and you're just going about and doing your business, and then you'll eventually get interrupted by, oh, I actually want to like engage in any of the side content. Like, that's sort of how it keeps going for me.
And on your left, Aaron Spelling's broom closet.
There's some nice little mini games as well. I like the bike riding's good fun, and there's a neat little football one where you just sort of kick a football around and you shoot it through some goals, which is good fun. I don't think the paws are any higher than this. Doesn't feel right, but like, where's that last one? Because it's eluding me so much right now. Nikki's original name is Nuan Nuan. Is it that in the Chinese translation, or is that just like the original name, like for the original game? Wow, he said it twice! He said it twice! Gex, you're in a loop. Okay, the only thing left is to find that one paw. It's chilling out here somewhere. I'm looking all over the place in Chinese. Where could it be? Nuan means warm. She's the warm. Yeah, that makes sense that there's a lot of Chinese female names that are the same name twice. I think I've just seen a lot of media where that's the case, yeah. And I'm really struggling to find this paw, though, I'll tell you that. Where could it be now? How very odd. Because, like, I've looked everywhere, I hope. Like, even if they hid one right at the beginning for me. You know, like, we've... Is that better or worse than falling off the platform?
And on your left,
Listen, it wasn't directly behind me, it was to the side. And it's also green. It's also green. Give me a break. Give me a break. If there's one thing with Infinity Nikki, there's no,
Lock and load,
like,
little lizard.
I guess, star radar in the sense of, like, the Mario Odyssey moons. And there's no, there's these little tiny sphere objects, they're like orbs, and you're meant to hit them with your killing enemies beam. Also, there's enemies, and I actually kind of like the little variety of the enemies. You got some with shields, some that dash around, some that spit at you. Most of the combat's just based on like hitting enemies once or maybe even 3 times. And there's been a boss fight. I can't believe we've had a boss fight so far. It's bonus time. This is another one of those stages where they've cut the time limit a bit. Hopefully I know where every single one of these is though. I'd imagine 5 on the ground, 5 in the higher parts. Maybe not.
Time is running out.
We'll concede with 4. Does the plot make sense? Yeah, sort of. It starts off mostly with the setting where... Oh my gosh. I actually am struggling to jump. I'm not even gonna blame the controller. It's just that there's an input lag that my brain isn't wrapping my head around. I'm blaming the game. I'm sorry. I swear I'm better on other games. Other games I'm in the zone more, and this one I'm just blaming the controller. That's like I always find that's like the worst sign of like, I guess, how would I put it? You as a gamer, like, you can't admit to bad controls getting in the way, especially when you've been playing the game for several hours already. Because it's just like, you've gotten used to it this far. Like, what do you mean, like, oh, now it's a problem? Square, star, star, square, triangle, triangle. My hands were cold. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So that stage is done. So we've only actually got one more stage of the world. And then 2 more stages. So the question is, am I confident we can do it all in one stream? I don't know if I'm that confident on this stage. We'll see. The other 2 stages I think are short-ish enough, but that will be at least like an hour and a half on those ones. And we're already at an hour 28, so we'll see. This is the anime channel, when sushi goes bad. The anime channel is finally here. This one is a neat level in terms of it's very straightforward. Also, I love the costume.
I am a robot, hear me roar.
But yeah, this one's probably one of the most annoying ones to get the flies. Because how this level is laid out is that all 3 TVs are right here. And the gist is that in order to get the remotes, you just need to go to the end of one of 3 pathways and come back. Unfortunately, there are flies on all of them. So you're going to need to get the flies on all the paths. And at least one of the paths has a lot of enemies. So, and there's no checkpoints. So if you die, you got to get every single fly again. Which means at least no risk that you're missing any if you ever die, but... does mean you gotta, you know, keep your eyes peeled, basically. I don't think there's more than 10 here, so... yeah, they mean 80s anime. They mean pre-Evangelion. So these guys are spitting transparent sprites at you. They're not too bad, but you gotta get rid of them before they get rid of you. And there's barely any health as well, so try to keep your hits minimal because you got a lot of wow, that's a bit cruel. You got a lot of stage to get through.
To infinity and...
And a Buzz Lightyear reference is how you top off your anime stage, right? Nah, no Q anime goes. You don't need them.
Number 1, you have the call.
This is from the Gundam era. We don't need no cute anime girls. We got Gex. Now, I hate fighting these things, because it always just feels very odd. And this is where I start taking my hits. If I ever die, by the way, I'll just like claim a remote and then I'll be like, okay, we try again. True, they're not Gex-sized, the robots. I wish you could shoot.
I'm in George Jetson's colon.
Also, saying he's in George Jetson's colon is like the most like Gex line ever. With defeating the robots, glass fails to exist, I guess. But yeah, no, I'd currently recommend Infinity Nikki. As a free-to-play game, it's fairly easy to just say, hey, you can give it a go. I love how their latest blog post is that there have been cheaters and they just casually publicize like most of their player IDs, and it's like, man, why would you cheat at Infinity Nikki? Like, I feel like you could basically just play like a normal game in here, and then there's like a little bit of a weird gacha mechanic sort of just mixed into the boat. But like, I don't know, I think that's mostly just going to be there for driving the post game, the end game. Where it's like, oh, do you want all the costumes? It's about 50 gigs, which is on the upper side. I have fast internet and a lot of storage, so it's not a me issue, but certainly actually, it's a lot smaller on the phones as well, I will say that. I gotta fight more of these robots. If I keep spinning around him... Oh, oops, okay. Oh, the other catch as well, and this is a curious thing about lots of Chinese games. Not on Steam. It's on Epic. It is an Unreal game, so I think there's maybe a bit of a royalty like benefit to being on the Epic Game Store. And you can also just download it standalone, so you don't actually need it on Epic. But it is just curious that it isn't on Steam, so just mental note. Oh no, I get there. There we go. But that was one of the paths. It's not too bad. And I'm in George Jetson's colon. So then the trouble comes from the fact that I've taken 4 hits already, and I've got to somehow get through some of these other parts without taking hits. There will be more flies. X-Defiant wasn't on Steam either. That is true. The difference, though, is that I've at least heard of Infinity Nikki. Oops. I am probably going to accidentally die at like one point. We'll see how I go. Hit the battery. I actually died by accidentally slipping up on that jump and just fall into the pit underneath the platform. There's no other places to fall down in this stage. That's just entirely on me. Abuse the enemy's lack of pathfinding. Now, this area is kind of annoying.
Hey, I'm in George Jetson's
I say as I
colon.
get that first go. Nice. They prefer D&D. Yeah, exactly. This one's more of the same, but now you've got things dropping from the ceiling, which will awkwardly get you sometimes. Other than that, these stages, these rather pathways are quite linear, so you can't get yourself too lost. That's now a platform that should take you back when you backtrack.
potatoes.
TVs instead of potatoes. I just have the side stuff going down the center. They'll never get me there.
To infinity and
This is what all animes look like, right? This one stage. We thought I'd get hit by that fire. It's good fun. I like the stage. Just getting the flies, that's the annoying part, because I wish there were just like one checkpoint.
Nap time.
It's not too bad. We're back up at 5 hits. And the paws are pretty straightforward. They're just chilling there. Got this one... I know it's metal. I think of this as a rib cage all the time. I don't know. It's because it warps a little bit. It's a weird warpy texture. You get your freebie lives as well. It's not too bad. Almost forgot about the RA Lib update. Turns out it's actually about the auto... Ah, okay. That may tie in with the one person you mentioned as well who had the
number 1.
the code function weird. Oh, there's a hit.
Now! To infinity and
What does this button do? It blows open a thing,
Excellent, sir.
which is
You've
all you
been
need.
on champagne.
That's probably a reference to some anime somewhere. I'm just gonna say it probably happens in one of the Doraemons. There's like 30 or 40 Doraemon movies, I can't keep up. Also, wonderful idle animation.
Hey,
So good.
I'm in George Jetson's colon.
Okay, so we've only got one path left, which I'm glad I saved for the end. Discussion between the junior dev using the orders here and the author blues talking about why all the juniors' achievements got errors. So yeah, were they related or? Watch out, there's a giant robot coming to kick my butt. And also a sheep. Effectively a sheep. Ugh. Chair again. The chair every time. I need to get one of those like Herman Miller Aerons. I work from home. I really should be treating myself with one of those. It's like the de facto, like just if you work from home or you sit in a chair for too much of your life, that's the chair. Also check it out. It's the anime girl. I find it's easy to just bounce on her because she often gets a free hit. Otherwise. And then you gotta hit her once more for good. You gotta watch out for the fighting schoolgirls. I say the anime girl like as if like everything in this level's anime. That's the point. You gotta watch out. That character on the box just means to grab. Well, she comes out of the little, like... Best I can call it as a locker. Oops, there's another hit.
You look a lot younger without the face paint.
swinging for the fences, baby.
There we go. This is the third path. Oh yeah, I forgot. Oh, yeah, okay. Make sure I get these boxes then. I'll get them on the way back because you got to backtrack anyways. Or I die and I just got to do it anyways. How many games have you played where they have this kind of double platform behavior? Croc has this. Ironically, Infinity Nikki has done this once. Not ironic, it's not ironic in any way. It's such a, like, commonly used mechanic though. Yeah, it's in quite a few. Alright, these get kind of annoying when there's two of them. You just start using your invuln frames and just hope for the best. Croc and Gex. Nah, there's been other games that do that. Hi, what's the... Hi, I would like to fly. Hi, I would like to fly. Actually, this would be a perfect stage to get your paw bonus in the middle of the stage. Because when you get your paws upgraded, you get all your health back. It's not like there's no health in this level as well, but it's just... Yeah. Yeah, no, don't take 2 hits off them. It's not fun. Forget about it. Watch out, schoolgirls. Alright, we gotta be careful now. We're at 2 hits. Come on. I'm worried. We got a little bit of health here, but you gotta get to... Not actually... one of them has to have done that. Anyway, let's just break this glass. What could possibly go wrong? Another enemy. The janky hitbox kind as well. Oh, neither of us hit each other there. There we go. Okay, okay. Not salty.
To infinity and...
This one's a monster closet. It's literal monster closet room.
Hey, I'm in George Jetson's colon.
Have you realized we're in George Jetson's colon? That's right. Oh, come, wow. We both got hit. That's fun. Okay. Okay. Oh, it's tense. It's tense. They've hidden the bonus coin there as well, which is a bit cruel. I mean, it's not like the extra paw on the bonus point will do anything, but yeah, just note that there's a certain bit of death floor. Okay, no, we're okay for the moment. I know there's a bit of health in that room, I think. Maybe. Yeah, the animes girls get me all the time, I tell ya. So that's all the paws, and...
It appears that I taught you well, sir.
So yeah, the only headache is you gotta go back, and some of the flies are only accessible via going back because well, they put this guy here, first of all, which you need to destroy in order to get out of here as well. There's my spare hit, because now it's like, now you gotta go back, there's no healing on the way back. I've burned it all. And every time I go back, there's anime girls. I'm gonna cop it on one of them. Oh my gosh. Oh no. This is terrifying. This is absolutely terrifying because there's only 4 flies left, which means you know. It's not even 4 of them left. There's like one of them's in a box still. Or 2 of them even. But I gotta take her out. Nice, Gex. Dude, this might be the last one, actually. Dude, tension. Tension.
forget about it.
First go, first go. Oh, such a good feeling. Such a good feeling. Oh. Okay. That's what I mean by I was worried about the stage. Because getting through the whole thing. No. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Don't worry. Because also all the remotes are still there when you die as well. So I don't even have to like go through the stage anyways. But yeah, that's all good. No, it's good. It's good. It's good. Don't worry. It's all good. Don't worry. We got the 2 remotes we needed.
There's my big, strong transformer.
Yeah, just call me Gex, the robot butt kicker. Hey, am I out of disguises? Yeah, what?
Now you get rid of Rez and save me for a change.
Okay. But yeah, no, we're all good. We're all good. So that was the other one. I was worried about the Grease stage for obvious reasons, and that one manifests in every single way possible. And I was worried about this stage because getting all 100 of the flies without dying is a bit of a challenge. But no, we did that. So now I've awkwardly got to go through the stage. I've awkwardly got to go through the stage in the actual ways, so going down the paths and just doing the thing there, but you don't have to worry about picking up anything on the way now. It's nice and chill, and you've got so much health. I have played Gecko, yes. I haven't played it on stream, though, so... Rez the villain, maybe less.
I feel like Siegfried and Roy's houseboy.
Just gonna casually ignore the enemies. He's got a sick design. I like him. Big robot. Always good fun. Alright, with that, I think I'm super confident that we can beat this whole game to stream. Me calling the stream finale is actually accurate. Ironically spending more time in the Beanstalk level than this. Well, no, he kidnapped a Playboy Mansion model. How could he? I've played one on stream, but I should play more.
Hey,
I definitely can play more.
I'm in George
Which one did I play?
Colon.
Content, playlists. It's like, which one did we do? We did Dog's Life. Taz Wanted. Ooh. Okay, so here's the fun thing. Most of the games I've played on stream, I've already played before. Sometimes they're like this, where I've not really got that much understanding of them, but I have played them before. Fetty's very new. Very, very new. Straight out of the womb new. Kinda new. I wonder at what point you stop being new, because in the grand scheme of things, it's like... that. Shout out to the people, if you're like one of those like... Okay, engagement challenge on the YouTube comments, if you're one of those people watching who like somehow like knew me from like my prepubescent days. Ugh. Oh my gosh, what? The good old Clone Hero days, yeah, the Clone Hero days were good. I always feel like there's an era of... What's the term? Not an era. I always got a tickling feeling back in my mind that like I burnt bridges. That like part of regrets out of that scene, but I never had anyone reach out to me, so I'm like I'll I'll tell them everything if they ever reach out. They've never really come to me, so Taz one is cool. Good spot difficulty wise. Let me check out the PS2 games I played. I know I need to play the other 2 Harry Potter PS1 games. Or PS2 games, sorry. Well, sorry, the GBA game and the PS2 version. We've played 3 Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone games. Can play the rest. I know... You know, I think that actually Dog's Life may be the only PS2 game I've played on stream. I will say 100% Spyro Enter the Dragonflies next year.
Take me
So
to your lizard.
that is going to happen. Yeah, I can maybe give it a go. I'd probably play it in private first. Like, I probably just... Does it have a achievement set? That one? Like, I don't often have, like, a complete, like...
That is one powerful
Goblet of
piece
Fire,
of
boy.
machinery.
Well, okay, so Philosopher's Stone, it depends on what you played it on. Because... the fun thing, and this was a fun exercise I did at the time, was... I played the PS1 game, which is by Argonaut, who made Croc. I played the Game Boy Color game, which is by, was it Kryptonite? Who did the Herbs on the DS? Which, I always like that one, or the GBA version as well. And then I played the PC version, which is not by, it's still a different version. And that one had some like remarkable like platforming and ran on the Unreal 1 engine. Herbs DS is a vibe. That one is actually one of those like I would play it on stream kinds of games. So there also exists a GBA version of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, and there exists a PS2, Xbox, GameCube version of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, which is different. They're all different. 5 different versions of the same game, so... Yeah, no, the Herbs on the DS was fun. The Herbs on the consoles is a remarkable letdown of a game. People who like that game, I'm like, bro, like, don't let the nostalgia of Simlish Black Eyed Peas lure you in. That game is very lackluster. It's missing lots of stuff. For the people who know the DS game, the console game is basically like The Sims busting out. You go from location to location, or just The Sims on the PS2, actually. There's another cool 3D... isn't there the... I was going to say Donald Duck going Quackers. That's not quite it. Which one's the one that was like an end of PS1 game? And it's like so end of PS1. It's like 2002. I forgot what it was exactly. Yeah, you go from location to location, you gotta suit your needs and do the tasks and basically move to another place. But the weird part about the Herbs game is that there are 9 locations and they each arranged in a circle. And the idea is that every time you do one, you basically go clockwise around the circle. But you can start from any point on the circle. And what ends up happening is that none of the stages are actually, like, harder than the rest. If anything, the game gets a bit easier as you go along and you realize, oh, I could probably do most of the jobs, which aren't even leaving and going for a job. They're just doing a button mashing minigame. We got another tank stage.
Get ready for carnage.
So we did anime, and we're doing what caused anime, I guess.
I can accessorize this. A handbag, a bottle.
I think this one is actually very tense on time as well. Back in action. Oh, did they do a license game for that? Whatever happened to license games? It used to just be like an easy excuse to have a game tie in with a movie, or potentially not even relate to the movie at all. Like many of those Harry Potter games that include various things that are in the book, and people are gonna recognize that they exist from the book. There's a platform, I think you gotta shoot the target, yep. Still do them, yeah, but I mean, I don't think they even do them much. That guy disappeared and is now gonna appear over here. There we go. I love the army stuff in Gex. Hey, it's a vibe, it's a fun little setting. And tanks are good fun in lots of games. They're weapons of war, but they are good, enjoyable, just, you know, wielding a bit of power in a virtualized setting. Back in action, the game on PS2 is quite estranged from the movie. Yeah, there's a lot of games that are like that, but... Cough, cough. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Ugh. Ugh. I don't even have nostalgia for that game. I have, like, I played it earlier this year, and that's, like, just burning in my memory of just, it's a real poor game. It's a real, just sloppy experience. The set's fine. The set actually doesn't even demand that much. They could totally have made me collect, like, so many icons in each level. And, it went generous. It was like, nah. Respect the time. That reminds me, I actually haven't worked on a retro achievement set in a while, so after the Christmas break, I'm gonna get started on the Hexen set. Could be the Cat in the Hat. Oh, is that really worse? Oh no. I don't know, I think the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory game may arguably be pretty bad. Square, diamond, triangle, triangle, star, diamond. So, that's that. All we gotta do is a boss fight, and then we're done with the hub. And then we've got one last hub with 2 stages. And then we're out of here. The Lizard of Oz. I love this boss fight in theory. In practice, it's actually quite easy. Those are some lemony snickets. That movie is a lot more well-respected than it potentially could be. This is a boss fight and a half. I love it's got reflecto floor, and I love this Gex costume. So what do? You don't even... I think you just dance around for a bit until these guys appear. Hit them. Cannon. Stand on it. Aim up. Whoop, don't hit X, it's square. Hit him once. Rinse and repeat 5 times. Lemony Snicket's an unfortunate series of events on the PS2. Yeah, the movie was pretty decent. I don't know if people like or don't like the TV show. But it's one of those, like, naturally, like, 1 season per book means you can do, like, a really just long TV show if people really like it, but it never does. It never lasts that long. You're like, what's the point in taking hits if you can, you know, do 8 hits? Jim Carrey villain hits. Jim Carrey is like... unfortunately, I think he's sort of retiring from acting, although he was like, Sonic 3 will be an exception. Oh yeah, no. No one is like Jim Carrey. For better or for worse. There's so many licensed games from that era that it's like, oh... We gotta relive it. We gotta explore it. We gotta basically disassemble the heck out of it. Good boss, by the way. And we got a blue paw print. Lions, tigers, and Gex.
There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
Just call me the wizard, bud.
Oh.
Can I call you Toto?
Call me anything. As long as you call me.
Nice. There was a magical jump cut in that video. If you were looking in the right place, you could have seen it. So that's that, well done. We're at 1 hour 59 on stream. We're doing good. We're doing good. So let's do it. Let's commit. Yes, you do gotta get 100 flight. You also gotta get the bonus tokens as well, so... There's a little bit of stuff to do in the hub, but we'll get there. We'll get there. So the hub door is at the top. It's not as... The Lake Flaccid stage is probably the most egregious one for actually collecting things. I think this one's quite small. What do we commit? We're committing to beating the game. This whole stream. We're gonna keep going. Because usually I call the streams at like 2 hours, and I'm like, but it's Christmas. Do it. So these bonus coins are all there. These bonus coins are all chilling in these cages right here. We'll find a way to unlock them, don't worry. As well as also these chests just chilling out. That does mean I need to come up with a nice little just end of year stream, because I'm doing one on the 23rd as well. Despite all my rage, I'm still just a corn in the cage. I do not know Billy Corgan's accent. I've seen all these memes of like my girlfriend getting ready while I'm practicing, like, my Dave Mustaine, like, impressions before the family gathering. Have you noticed we haven't done a stage with multiple scenes like that this whole stream so far? Except for the hub world. The previous hub world also had that, I guess. So your gimmick is you have the superhero dressing room. This is something that will come up in the second level. It'll allow you to break boxes. You're going to want to use this to break those boxes in the previous area. Wow. I love the wow sound effect. It's so good as well. Yeah, we'll keep dancing around because I know we need to open these gates. And I believe in order to beat the game, you just keep walking forward and then eventually they'll find a door that's got 30 remotes. And there's evil rats. Very nice. I think these trash bins are... I don't know. They're destructible, but they're not the good kind of destructible where they meant something. Oh, looks like I'm going to need to be strong up here as well. Use open the gates, stop having them closed. I didn't mentally remember whether you break open the gates or whether they open up with a switch later on. Gotta keep those coins in captivity. So to give a bit of a critique of the game, I wish the hub worlds had some different music. Every single one of them. They hit a loading screen, but it's the same kind of spooky music. I feel like it doesn't quite fit at all, really. It's neat music, but it does feel like it's probably a table scraps pick, which is a little bit odd. Has it been that long since the Bill Wurtz history? Rip Bill Wurtz. He's not dead, but just... I miss him. I miss him! They can't all be Biendeo. That is true. Yeah, the cages are stuck. Yeah. It's so weird how, like, not even so weird, but it's shocking that, like, there's lots of franchises and lots of genres out there, and some of them you had multiple developers, like, nail those genres all at the same time. And other times... Actually, I was gonna say, like, as if collect-a-thons, you know, only Banjo-Kazooie did an impact, and I was like, well, no, we had Spyro the Dragon that same year. And there's probably other ones where it's like, oh no, they've got their inspiration, they've got the, you know, importance. So I probably wouldn't say that for collect-a-thons. I'm trying to think of a genre that actually does even address what I was thinking of. Your last secret stage is here, by the way, so... And kind of awkwardly, you still got these boxes in here. Taz Wanted is like peak collection gameplay. Peak collection gameplay is Donkey Kong 64. It's all been downhill since. You gotta have a mounted... mounted machine gun, why not? Just reuse from the other stage. Bong bong. I want to trigger for someone typing, how are you? And then the sound they... and then the sound, hey, thanks for checking in. I'm still a piece of garbage. Still is true. Another rat. I like this this hub world just at a conceptual level because it's just like... just two sides of the street. One side is the superhero stage and one's the mafia stage. just chilling here. It works so naturally, doesn't it? Mood, my dude. Mood. True. Whoops. Whoops. You can see that paw there. There we go. So what's our other superhero costume? Nah, it's the same costume. Actually, no, it's a different one. This is the glide power. So you can glide with this one. Which doesn't get as much... Whoa, be careful, don't fall on the bonus stage while you're trying to pick up the flies.
I guess the tick retired.
Mentioning the tick. The Mafia stage. I like the Mafia stage. It's good fun. I think we need to just break everything in this stage, though. Give me something to break. The one meme about Dave Mustaine, there's a Limp Bizkit one as well. But the one thing I hate about this is that, like, you gotta wait for these platforms, and then it's like, yeah, if you time it wrong, it's just so over. I live in a Mafia stage. That is true. Don't we all live in Mafia stages if you look close enough? You got the originals, though. Yes, I did see that boar. We're going for the boxes on the... Never mind. Never get that boar, will I? Crickets express our emotions. That is true. It's so weird. There's some games where it's like, I feel like I've... Oh my gosh. I feel like I've flexed, like, real hard, and it's just like... I feel like I've... I don't know. Like, I want to feel like I'm competent at every game I've played. And there's just some of them where it's like, oh, it's a struggle, because something doesn't gel with me. Like, here it's like... It sort of doesn't click with me whether I'm, like... jumping on the right ledge or bouncing quite right, or gonna, you know, like that, for example, or I want to do the long kick and he doesn't do the long kick. I don't know, there's lots of things. I just play Toy Story 2 again constantly and be like, hey guys, I'm good at this game. And it's like, yeah, because you played it on your channel like 16 years ago. And I'll be like, yeah, I know. I don't... Oh, yeah, the barrels have stuff. The barrels have goods. Think of the possibilities. What could possibly go wrong? That is exactly Bubsy's accent. I'm never playing Bubsy 3D. We're never doing it. Superman 64 is a mild possibility. Bubsy. So that's an effort. That's an effort and a half. The worst part about Bubsy is that I think Bubsy would have legit like faded into obscurity had it not been for JonTron. And there's various other games that probably have that like kind of vibe about them. Gex potentially, because there was a Donkey video on Gex. I know it's politics, but there's a certain person who's in the news for axing off a certain high-up executive of a high-up company, and there's a lot of social media presence of that character, and unironically, he has a Donkey quote in his like high school yearbook. It's like, oh my gosh. Superman 64, but the PlayStation... Actually, I've never played the PlayStation prototype. I should give it a go. That's such a shocking game that the prototypes were like much more capable than the released product. Gex, Rayman, Croc, and Tombo are all in the latest Astrobot update. I have played 3 of them on the channel. I've not played Croc on stream. We might replay it, but I felt like I've done Croc justice already, so... Die, car. You thought the car was safe. I don't think that's an easy way to bounce up into the... Well, break more cars. I don't think that's an easy way to actually get up into there, other than, like, going through the regular platform means. Astrobot sweep! I am glad that Astrobot did sweep though, but I do wonder whether, like, I'm not saying it's performative, but I do wonder whether, like, game studios will really, like, take the hint that, hey, gamers like this, even critics like this, because 90% of the vote was by the critics. Yeah, I like this kind of skylight here. So how many are we missing? We're missing... at 75 flies, I'm at... wow, there's 6 paws, and I still haven't gotten the bonus coins, because they're all at the start there. Still dancing around here, I guess. Can only hope. Yeah, hopefully the take-homes are there. I know a bunch of my Twitter timeline has gone on about the new Naughty Dog game. And they're like... A part of me can be a bit cynical and be like... they're like, from the creators of Jak and Daxter. And then it's like... Are they really? How many people from Jak and Daxter are still at Naughty Dog? And also, is this game like Jak and Daxter? You can't do this to me. So... but my timeline also absolutely loathes The Last of Us, and I feel like there's probably a lot of legitimate criticisms, and then there's a bit of, you know, do you accept that the game is absolutely reprehensible or not? Astrobot is now in the Hall of Fame as Baldur's Gate 3.
That was amazing, sir. Well done.
Did you see that? That gate was powered by the existence of cars. I like this little cheeky shortcut as well. Because a lot of these walls can be climbed up. You don't actually need to be on the building. No pause for alarm. But to be fair as well, there are some games that have won Game Awards where it's like, oh, you know, like, I'm not sure if their, like, legacy has exactly existed. Like, wasn't it God of War Ragnarok the year before? 2022? And as much as, I think people like Ragnarok, but I don't think people love Ragnarok in the same way as, 1, the original, and 2, other Game of the Year games. I think that's sort of the tough part is, there's gonna be games that, not that they're you know, they're not good games, but that they're not like...
Wasn't the super guy costume available?
Very nice, Gex. Also, ugh, sailed right past it. Sailed right past it.
That's a super cool, Brad.
I feel like some of the Game of the Years, the games the media want you to like them. That, yes. And there's a big thing. There is a big thing, because not saying it's like, oh, like, I only like niche games, or like games that, like, journalists would hate. But, like, again, one of my favorite games from last year was the Talos Principle 2. Neither Talos Principle game got nominated for Game of the Year in both, or for the Game Awards in either year they were relevant in. They both sort of got a bit snuffed. And I'm just like, they're not niche games. People know of the Talos Principle. Astro Boy was... I was just like, are you intentionally calling it Astro Boy now? And I just missed this. Alright, fall down the pit. The time is still going, which is kind of annoying, but you need to do it in order to hit these barrels, and then I need to sort of do it again in order to hit, like, 2 boxes. 3 oh my gosh. 3 boxes on the inside. I wish you could open a door to sort of shortcut it. Astrobot, well, because it's 1 letter off, and Astro Boy is already a thing. Like, that's the reason. Or you could say you like the Buggles. It's a good album. I like that one. Astrobot was definitely not sure. Had any chance? Yeah, I mean, the journalists did like it though. That's the thing that I think some Twitter takes may potentially overlook a little bit. but it was popular. Astrobot taught me one thing: Sony remembers their franchises, but won't do. Lots of companies do. Capcom is sort of in this boat where they just announce Okami, and suddenly it's like, oh my gosh, wow, you did it, guys. You just literally reused the franchises that like people enjoy. But like they haven't done anything yet. We don't know if Okami 2 is a good game. We don't know if Onimusha is going to be a good game. Team Asobi remembers the franchises. Yeah, but like, I mean, even there's like references of other games in other games. Like I know there's the classic Crash Bandicoot reference in the Uncharted games. I remember that one. Need to just destroy everything. Okami 3, that is true, sorry. Okami 3. That's always a cheeky one. Catch the people out on Reddit who will casually call it, like just miss the DS game. I don't know if I'm gonna generally do a rule of I'm only gonna work on sets, at least for the close time being, of games that I know. And I only know of Okami Den through Trugger Conroy's Let's Play. But maybe, but someone will probably do a much better set than I will. If you know the game, I think that immediately gives you a huge leg up to doing a set. Especially for the larger games as well. Like if it's an arcade game, it's very easy to just like experience it, like go back and oh my gosh, there's more stuff I gotta break open here as well. Speaking of games that have deserved sets, Exit just got a set. Ooh, very nice. When is Mark Echoes Getting Up Under Pressure getting a set? Well, that's all the flies. And, was it just one box back here? Yeah, it was. So are we good? Oh, I'm missing a paw. Where's the paw? I'm actually shocked at how many games. I think I've got like 3 masteries of games that are now like demoted and are sort of going through a bit of limbo. One of them is Rayman 2 on the PS1, which has notoriously had a bug. Like it generally worked. I managed to wriggle out most of the achievements, but there was one at the very, very end, which I didn't actually get, which was in the bonus game you get in the credits. This is where the end of the game is. There's a space rocket, and there's the paw. I was like, we didn't wander past this paw. It's just sort of been chilling there the whole time. There is no Channel Z. This one is potentially one of the most like grueling jumps of the game, which is somehow this wing, you can maybe bounce off it. And then somehow get the perspective right to jump forward. There you go. There you go. You get there. It's not too bad. So Hideki Kamiya, the director of Okami and the director of Devil May Cry, said he wants to remake Devil May Cry, so maybe we'll get a remaster or remake. Little did we know, this was actually DMC Devil May Cry he was talking about. It's not. I will say, I have not played... Actually, shockingly, I've not played that many Capcom games at all. Let's do the secret game first. Does Ninja Theory still make games? Sometimes. Sometimes. So this is the last bonus stage bonus. I like the setting, but I sort of go through a bit quick. Which is Lifeguard Gex. Thank you, Lifeguard Gex. Same rules apply. There is no secret tape in this level. So, take it on a leisurely stroll, I guess. Other than the killer deck chairs. And the toxic waste. I would sleep here. I'm a massive Monster Hunter fan. I mean, I have played 3 Monster Hunters. Not all the way through, because I am a bit of a baby. But I've played, 3 on the Wii U, 4 Ultimate on the... or 3 Ultimate on the Wii U, rather. 4 Ultimate on the 3DS, and I played the original on the PS2 a little bit. I got a person I follow on my timeline who's very against lots of newer Monster Hunter. Complains that it's very stripped down since Monster Hunter World. But I feel like I could probably start any sentence by saying someone on my Twitter timeline hates it. So I can't really tell you much about that, and I should really just not bring it up if I really have no idea where they're coming from on that. Yeah, Generations was like, it's a tremendously, like, vibrant title for a 3DS game. The 3DS, when you put it to good use, which often Capcom did. Capcom figured that out. I am wasting a lot of time, I tell you. Capcom figured that out. They put a lot of good use. Resident Evil Revelations was also a really well done title on that one. And I did play the demo of that one, so I can tell you at least the demo was well done. People complaining about new Resident Evils, and then you had like Revelations just casually be sort of what people wanted. I don't know when 3DS support is. I don't think it was on the list of consoles. 3DS is a tricky one because it involves decrypted... well, actually, doesn't the DS also involve decrypted games, technically? I don't think I've got a good example there, then. I think he told me one of the bloop on the list was indeed 3DS. Oh, was it? Oh. It wasn't one of the first two. That was the ones I looked at in particular. I know Wii was further down the list. Like, that was it. Now we gotta hit the deck chair. I could probably recheck that list. It's there on the site, just somewhere. This list was like Commodore. Yeah, it was. I think it was. Yeah. Hold on. So let me go. Community forums. I'm just literally gonna type Commodore 64. I'll probably just find the text that mentions that. Can you search the forums like this? Oh no, the search box is flipping out. So, with that Duke Nukem logo, that will probably unlock the secret vault. So we'll wander into that. Anyway, my 3 goons. Do not goon to this game, guys. Do not goon. I don't know which forum post said that. I'll find it somewhere. Oh, was it the GameCube release? Oh, okay. I love the outfit on this one. So good. The music's a bit of a vibe as well.
Just put your lips together and blow.
Nice. There's some awkward flies chilling in barrels, but I don't find this one's too hard to get all the flies. And you've got some checkpoints. So it's not too bad. As well as also you got some health up here. So, the thing you gotta avoid...
I found his coat.
Spitting, jolly mucky business, especially against closed doors.
Yeah, the thing you gotta avoid is that. Also, some of these safes can be broken open. Wow! Wow, what a throw. What a throw. This is a very, late 90s level. Just the square grid, try to cram as many, rooms as you can in it, because lots of the other Gex levels don't actually follow this at all. These guys are not too bad, other than watch out if the box falls on you. They take 3 hits, and also this rat is trying to bite my kneecaps. And these enemies will respawn fairly quickly.
This is from Mr. Sinatra.
And they don't drop... Actually, they did drop flies, okay. They're dropping like flies. But they will respawn, so you sort of have to keep your eyes peeled for them. Who was that fly? Was it just there the whole time? It was there the whole time. The lid was off. Okay. Well, I'm gonna hope I got all the pigeons here. No, there's another full level as well. Second last one. But we've done the bonus stage for the world, so the only thing is the associated bonus stages for this level and the next one, and then also the next level, and we've barely even done this level at all. So what you gotta do with these guys is you gotta get them from a distance with the, oh my gosh, with the flame thing. Wow, I can't hit at all. I can't aim at all. No, I think that's just dropping off too early. Oh, hi there. This whole level's out of order. Don't shoot with it. True. You can burninate these guys, so at least there's that. No, I think my shots were just out of range. Like, yeah, there you go. Also, shoot the trash cans, because very often one of the enemies is the trash can. And this lock just didn't get destroyed, so that's fun. But yeah, often there's an enemy in the trash can. Burninating the countryside. Burninating all the peasants. I'll never FC it. It'll never happen.
How about I shove my foot right up your shoe?
Right up your shoe. There we go. Break the gate open. Watch out for this lad. Let's see if I can run a bit fast forward as well. See if I can get this guy in the bin. Nope. Okay. We're going to back up for that one because that guy's going to pester the heck out of me. But yeah, how I would explain this level is you've sort of got this building lot to my,
Yo, this level looks like a friggin' fugazi.
I guess, forward right now. I think it's just easier to take out these guys every time you come up as opposed to like trying to avoid them and get the fly. There's other places for flies as well, but I think it's just easier to backtrack for that one right now.
Famous sucker for bug.
100% that's level designers on the posters as well. Oh my gosh. We got him. We got him. Roasted. He got roasted. Pair of concrete shoes. I think that's sort of where we just need to get the... Yeah. We don't need to go any further. The lock's on the inside, and that enemy is going to awkwardly shoot the wall. It's a very strong fence. I will say the frame rate in this game is often very gutsy. It probably runs on the Nintendo 64 a lot better. Was this game ever for the Dreamcast? I don't think it had a Dreamcast release. These piles of money, you gotta burn them as well. You could probably infer that. Evil rat as well. Oh, another retro achievements link. I think this is exactly what you were referring to. There you go. Yeah, that's what I was referring to. Yeah. So yeah, it said Commodore 64 DOS, TI-83, Wii, and then complete secrets from there on out. So we'll never know. We'll never know if 3DS is secretly the next one, but very likely, like, no insider knowledge at all. I'm just saying that, like... I think this is on PC, though.
Hey, yo, my friggin' name is friggin' Donnie Brasco.
Donnie Brasco. You are seeing those tokens floating in the air. We'll address those in a bit, don't worry. I love these bouncy tires as well.
We had Tommy guns in 17. Jolly useful they were too.
17? Oh my gosh. He's gonna make me dance. Just, you know, casually line up the shot. Oh, how many bullets does he take? There we go. Purely an easy way to take out these guys. than actually doing the thing you were meant to be doing. Oh, I am gonna need to bring the fire up here, aren't I? Yeah. I do have lives up here. But yeah, I don't know. Probably no insider knowledge at all. But yeah, most likely, like 3DS seems like it's a decently straightforward one to integrate with, as long as an emulator is still under active development, because you don't want them to keep taking down Citra all the time. I can tell you that the ZX Spectrum is also on BizHawk. They're probably going to be there. Makes sense. Yeah. Also, wow, what a flashy gate. Also, TI-83 means we can have a version of Skyrim on Retro Achievements. I mean, I'm not going to go for the piles of money on this first remote. Everyone is doing okay? Oh, BizHawk has this. Yeah, that's fair, okay. Because, I mean, the 3DS, like, it's such unfortunate that it keeps getting taken down, but, like, Citra is, like, making real good strides. I hate this corner right here because you've got an enemy in the trash can right where you need to get the fire power-up. It's just so awkward to get. There you go. Show him his boss. BizHawk also recently added an Amiga core. Ooh, very nice. BizHawk's making a lot of good progress, aren't they?
Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
So I think, yeah, we gotta do double up here.
I'm getting my fill of TV.
Oh. Is he too low for me? He is too low for me. Ooh. Hi, I'm aiming directly at that lock. It proceeded to not get hit at all. But okay, sure. Whatever, game. Whatever.
Hey, yo, I'm the Teflon Gecko.
I'm the Teflon Gecko. That rat every time. Yeah. But I don't think the stage is that bad to get the flies in. It's got some kind of annoying bits, but when you got your 8 hits and there's no points to fall off. I don't know why I got that. Ate that so quickly. That's where it's generally on the easier side. The next level does have pits. But hopefully I don't find it too problematic. We'll see. We'll see. Hope you like that rapid fire spit just then. And me taking a hit from somewhere. Oh, that's where. We could also get Sega Pico. we gotta be able to play Echo Jr.
Any of you mugs know where I can get a pair of concrete shoes around here?
Alright, so now for the way the stage goes, you've got this building up here, which has a skylight that you can just sort of break in, just for a pour, but pour is still nice.
Swinging, baby.
But yeah, taking this zipline will lead you towards this kind of dock little corner of the map that I'll probably get the yeah, I'll probably get that remote. So we'll head over here first. I love this little set piece right here, where you use the gun to just shoot the dudes in the window. It's good fun.
I amuse you?
And then, yeah, one of the, oops. One of the remotes is here. I think this is the one for burning the money. Comes in here. I think they put in a lot of love into this level. They knew they loved it. So there's your bit of money. I think actually if I keep the fly I'll be thanking myself in a bit. So you got a long jump out of here. Oh, it's a little awkward, and especially very awkward if you don't get the long jump first. But you gotta do your little long jump kick. So the reason why I wanted this is because, yeah, that's it. There's a guy just out of reach. And he was hitting me anyways. All the money's gone nowhere. Yeah.
I'm out of order. You're out of order. This whole level's out of order.
Another pool table straight from the other level. And then, yeah. That's that. So if you got all the piles of money, which we'll do in a bit, then that will open up for you. Otherwise, we'll just keep going on to the docks area and keep getting some more flies. Because I'm at 71. You know, we're a lot of the way there. So yeah, I actually don't know what I'm going to stream next week for the fun one-off. I either got to find a short game or just a fun little topic to bring up. They're not that dire. Well, they're dire for maybe other people. So be a bit cheeky and jump off early. And you can get this bonus coin up here, as well as also there's a lock on the door, so that's why I sort of jumped in here to open this up. Wow! A bit of heat. Catch my drift. Turning around so far. He's having a fun time as well, isn't he? I'm gonna need one more of these flame power-ups. Bonk. So the reason why I want the flame power-up is because I remembered a bit too late, but use the spit of flame power-up. Go into first person on... Hi, I would like to go into first person. Thanks, game. Okay. Sure. Yeah, both of these, you just gotta shoot them. I forgot, yeah, it's like, you don't pick them up, you shoot those ones. Just kind of curious, I guess. I don't think there's anything else to really shoot, so I'll just sort of hold on to this as an extra hit. There's this fire over here, as well as dead bodies in the water. The frame rate is having a field day on this one. I like this though, it's good fun. Just use them as a little platform to get up in here. Grab your little bonus coin. And then he comes back at you with a vengeance. he's trying his best. And yes, they did hide goodies down here as well. Not that much. I don't think you actually need to take out the enemies down here. You know, the cement shoes, you know, just chilling here. I love the jumps off the dead body, so that's good fun. I'll see what I'm looking at eventually. Also, did I miss jumping off a dead body over here? Or did I just miss the jump entirely? I sort of skimmed right past that. Oh, yeah, there's a jump next one. Yeah, I guess I could do a bit of a year in review as well of the good old Biendeo channel. So this year has been a good fun year to especially start getting through a lot of just titles that are, you know, not ones that I've played before. There's a lot of newer ones in there, a lot of sequels to older ones that I hadn't actually gotten around to before, like Spyro Year of the Dragon and other things like that. But also, I feel like in terms of just like general confidence, I'm still feeling good about the whole thing, about just like streaming and doing all that stuff. I do worry that like I guess life would drag duties away Oops. You know what I mean, like at some point, highlight of the year, meeting the, Sakabampus... oh my gosh, Sakabampus. There you go. I like Spire of the Year, the Dragon was good fun, yeah. Also other ones throughout the year. I thought, Dog's Life was a good meme. I had a ridiculous number of views on, Duke Nukem 3D, and I cannot explain why. Playing Metroid Prime 2 finally after all these years.
Tea and crumpets all round, I think, sir.
And we had Quake 2 as well. So that was good fun. The Quake 2 levels, I swear, they were insane, so they're insanely good. This is the cheekiest like spot for like a fly in the entire game. It's just a cheeky little platform. Okay, I wonder how many flies I actually am missing or whether I've actually gotten all of them. We'll see. I'm toying around with the camera. There you go. Ultimately as well, like, you know, I'm glad you fellas are enjoying sticking around and watching some of it. I spot the fly over there as well, I see. So once we're up on this ledge, oh man, I needed the flame the whole time. I think there's a decent number of flies though I'm still missing. Yeah, I totally am. But it's good that people are sticking around and watching as well. I always find this he is a rat in the cage though. But yeah, it's still kind of curious, like, watching other YouTubers sort of rise and fall, and I've sort of just been like, well, I'm just gonna keep doing my own thing and play the games I like and commentate without even committing to a VTuber layout or anything. Like, there's a lot of things where it's like, I'm sort of behind the times on what it takes to get engagement, but I don't really, I don't know, like, I don't watch shorts, I'm not that kind of guy, so why would I make the shorts if I don't watch them? I just like, you know, long-form discussions and playing through fun games and talking about the games and showing off fun stuff, which I think ultimately is, yeah, exactly. There's always a risk that,
I'm out of order, you're out of order, this whole
not a risk, but like there's always a thing where like some YouTubers do just, you know, the spark is gone, and for me it's like, oh, it's just the chat, the soliloquy. That's the part that I enjoy the most, so I'll keep doing it until I get bored, I guess, but I think that's all the pause as well, so that's more fun. But I always like, you know, engaging and just having like a bit of a chat. But some people's goals sometimes go into like the full-time YouTube career kind of thing. I could never do that, man. I'd go insane. I felt like I did so much YouTube work back in the day, where it's just like you'd plan so much, you'd dedicate so much, you'd edit your videos, you'd try to ensure things are like super well timed, and it's like, I don't know, just the stream is good fun as long as I don't do anything too wild, or I don't have to edit in too much crazy stuff, or I don't goof up Realms of the Haunting and I just like completely miss. I wonder if these enemies didn't have.
My tail says hello.
I don't recall these guys having paw. No, it didn't have a paw. Did the fish have paws? Or flies, rather? I don't think they did. Oh, they did. They did. That's probably where most of them are. Okay, let's get him! Let's get him! Dude, imagine like being a fish and just seeing this come at you.
Yo, this level looks like a friggin' full day.
Fedora-clad Gecko just twirling towards you at an uncontrollable rate. Stupid fishes. But yeah, it's sort of a bit. I've seen creators sort of come, like how do I put it? They burn out. They do the you know, the kind of magnum opus, and they just go like, I'll never be able to top that. I'll never keep trying or doing different things or whatever. And you're always, I mean, I'm not at that stage where I actually even get like regular comments going, man, I wish you did the old stuff, or that kind of stuff. No one says that to me yet, so that's all good. But I don't know, it's always weird from like my perspective, because it's just like you usually don't see
Hey, yo, I'm the Teflon Gecko.
how would I put it? It's like you don't see too many. No, I don't know how to put it. I really don't know how to put it. It's just a feeling of like I don't want to be like that kind of creator who has to like do it on a daily. Is there anybody? There is no other water in the level, but there's probably most likely like a pigeon or something I've just missed. Actually, you know what? I might get the barrel remote. Not right now. I'll get the flies first. And that was all the paws and... Yeah, okay. Just because I think it's a bit easier to get the barrels first.
Time to go postal.
I don't recall like these trash cans having anything in them. Yeah, we'll just mentally kind of peruse around, see if I can spot anything. The next stage is probably going to be a little more annoying for getting the flies, but only a little bit. I don't think it's that bad. The internet may disagree with me, but I don't know. I think the Grease stage and the anime stage are probably the harshest ones. Shoo.
Spitting, jolly mucky business, especially against closed doors.
I do worry though that at this rate we're going to break the midnight barrier. We're just going to keep going until the end of time, dang it. I've committed now though. I've committed to playing the ending of this game. Oh yeah. It's so wild. It's so wild. There's a reason why it's not in the Nintendo 64 version. The superhero stage, it's... I mean, we'll see. We'll see for me. I have a rhyme and a reason, and I generally, like, visualize my 3D platformers a bit easier. Well, not easier than 2D games, but, like, I feel like I have a more often better time envisioning 3D space, especially when the camera keeps going so close to Gex. Why? Ouch. Imagine having an extra life and it just turns into that. I don't suppose this light is a... No. This barrel?
Forget about it.
Well, in that case, it's probably just somewhere around here. More pigeons in here. Let's give them a check.
Yo, this level looks like a friggin' fugazi.
Where could it be now? That is the one thing, after doing Mario 64, where, like, it's fairly, you know, straightforward to get your 100 coins, because you're not getting, like, every single coin, and then you play this game and it's like, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, well there's one. There's one of them. It was one pigeon. I'm gonna check over here, because I have a hunch it's either one of these pigeons. Or there's 3 pigeons. Ooh, even better. No, it was not one of the 3 pigeons. You're getting every coin if you do... I've done that subset. I've done it. Because it wasn't a subset when I played it. I committed to that one. And Lethal Lava Land gives me nightmares trying to get all that. Rainbow Ride, not even that bad. Although watching me play Rainbow... Actually, I didn't die at Rainbow Ride on my run of that game. So yeah, Rainbow Ride was fine. But yeah, no, Lethal Lava Land on the... Yeah, getting every single coin is just... Oh, it's brutal. In that case, the only other place for the fly must be back in the water area. But where am I missing the thing that I've hit? What's going on there? Oh, that's the zipline. I was like, what am I looking at there? Oh, the rainbow bonus stage wasn't that bad because it's not that long. It's annoying, but it's not that long. Whereas, like, Lethal Lava Land is long. Shifting Sand Land is long, although the harder part is, Actually, no, Lethal Lava Land is annoying because you just got so much space where the, you know, the coins hit lava and you're over. And especially at the end, where you have to do the whole stage, and then you get to the end, and then you're like, okay, am I safe? Like, you can't have a coin hit the lava at the end or else just hard reset the whole thing. I'm going insane, and I really hope I haven't just unloaded another fly. It's not as annoying a stage, but it's a little bit annoying if I did just unload another fly. 3 times in one, well, not one stream, but I got a hunch it's just
Can I supersize it?
not hitting the right things or something like that. But I am going a bit crazy. Yeah, I always have the feeling of like when you can set challenges, if it's not really in the spirit of like what the game itself expects. How would I put it? Not what the game expects, basically. Collecting every single coin, it doesn't involve hacking or glitching, but it does involve like lots and lots and lots of perseverance, or alternatively hacking and glitching. Yeah, I was there for a long time, yeah.
Hey, yo, I'm the Teflon Gecko. Hey, yo, my friggin' name is friggin' Donnie Brasco.
Where is that last fly? I'm doing this again. We're missing the fly. I'm wandering around. It would honestly be a lot easier to just like... Oh, no, that's just the light. Every time I keep thinking that light because it's blue. But like, I can't imagine any other place unless it unloaded, which would be insane if that's happened again. No way. No way would I have unloaded the fly again. I actually wonder if, like...
I amuse you?
I don't know if it's well documented the flies disappearing. That definitely happened to me on stream. Like, it's on footage, you can see that. But... what... it's probably... I'm gonna have a hunch it's probably over here again. Not particularly in that barrel, but... just have a double check over this ledge. No, not over here. But yeah, no, if that happened again for the stage, I'll wander around for like 2 more minutes. And then, I don't know, I guess we'll concede and just try to get all the flies again, which is a little annoying. But how odd. How odd. Because I wonder if that's the reason why maybe other people have probably played the game and then gone, huh, I couldn't, you know, I just seem to not be able to find all the flies. And then, like, I'd reattempt and people would be like, oh, just find them. They're here. And it's actually the game gaslighting you. It is really the game gaslighting you.
I'm out of order, you're out of order, this whole level's out of order.
Time to check. Okay, the thing for checking for footage, though, is that I have no idea what my, like, target was, basically. Like, I don't know what I'm actually expecting to find in the footage, other than just, like, every single place. It's hard to know. It's really hard to know, especially for a level like this where you can do some parts a bit more out of order compared to the Grease level where that one jump I remember that one jump profoundly. So unless it's just one of these starting pigeons again, I'm just going insane. I was playing Halls of Torment. I'll be chatting more frequently. It's essentially Diablo cross Vampire Survivors. I hear a lot of my mates are playing Path of Exile 2 now, and they're like, yeah, the skill tree's pretty small, you know.
My tail doesn't like you.
The truck he came out of. It's worth double checking, I guess. I feel like I did, but you can never be too certain. Well, I guess I did now. It's a no-go truck. That one barrel. I'm confident on the pigeons, but
How about I shove my foot
because it's not that
right
many
up your
pigeons. Man, you know,
Show me the money.
these streams would be so much smoother had I just gotten all of these in one go. I love that you can see whatever's going on over there. No idea what that is. I feel like I just concede and try again.
Sure, baby, yeah.
Unless it's just a mystery pigeon somewhere out in the wild. Like this trash bin or something in a corner somewhere. Getting the camera stuck on scenery. Like I don't...
Hydrant.
A hydrant. I'll check the hydrant. I don't think I've physically smacked the hydrant. I recall seeing a hydrant. I know that exists. I know you're not just saying hydrant as if like that says anything on its own.
You mugs know where I can get a pair of concrete shoes
What
around
is it?
here.
It was early in the level. That doesn't really narrow it down. I'm sorry. Like in the first set? Oh, yeah, here. It's just there. I might concede. It's just unloaded again.
I amuse you.
So going once, going twice. Any other last minute suggestions, or I'll just reattempt because we gotta reattempt. We gotta commit.
Nap time.
How odd though. I'm gonna. This one's gonna be fun for editing though, I'll tell you that. Unless burning this money actually gives you a fly, in which case, let's just make sure I do that first. Because I'd be kicking myself if that was the case. There are no checkpoints in this level, no.
My tail says hello.
There's not as many enemies, so that's why I don't find it's like as annoying, but no checkpoints is still a thing. I have a hunch there was a possibility an enemy dropped a fly outside the level.
Yo, this level looks like a friggin' fugazi.
I don't think I'd ever be able to verify that yet, though. But we'll check the money. I don't think the money dropped flies though. And the money's right next to the remote I was gonna grab anyway, so. That's what I get for kicking. How odd though. It's weird as well, going into this like whole game, I was actually very worried about finding the bonus coins and things like that, because it's like, they're tucked up in crannies and you sometimes need to like know secrets in order to get
Hey,
them.
yo, I'm the Teflon Gecko.
And then it's just like, yeah, no, they've been like, no worry. So unless this gives a fly, in which case that would have been a waste of wandering around, wouldn't it?
You certainly are a master spy,
Nah.
sir.
Spy? Yeah, no, no fly there. No fly. Alright. We'll redo it.
Let's get it on.
Let's get it on. It do be like that. No fly, I cry.
I really worked up an appetite watching you during that last mission. Let's find a little Italian joint and stare at each other over a plate of rigatoni.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Lock and load, little lizard.
Locking and loading. Okay. Take two. 100%. That's gotta do it for the 100%. Gotta do it for the 100%. Okay, take two. So I don't recall there being a fly at the beginning of the level. Sorry, well, in the thing at the beginning. Start noting how many flies I have as I wander through the various, like, you know, choke points of the level.
I did it Gex way.
Very nice as well. I like pasta. You're Italian though. You have to like pasta. That's like saying I don't like meat pies. It's just sacrilege. So that's why I mean, like, these guys drop flies as well, so... I mean, if the game is on its run of despawning enemies, then there's tons of opportunities for despawning enemies in this whole level. That fly just... I gathered that. That's just immediately gathered. Nice. Cool.
Hey, yo,
Too far away to hit him.
Teflon
Move
Gecko.
closer. He's too close. Just hits me immediately. Alright, so if you're keeping watch for how many flies before I pass this gate, the answer is 14. I'm now immediately gonna hit this guy.
Port post reaches imminent, Captain.
That was a bit interesting. Okay. 14 before the gate. Writing that down. You could probably compare with 100% speedrun as well, just to see what he does. Like how many he's got as he accomplishes each part.
Yo, this
That
level
was
looks
a
like
jump.
a friggin' fugazi. Any of you mugs know where I can get a pair of concrete shoes around here?
That's so weird that they keep respawning though, isn't it?
Eat this. Another bug in my gut.
Yeah, they give you the flies for freebies when they drop out of the enemies like that. Just these ones. I think we'll say 24 by the time I hit the tires.
Easy.
Oh, now he's shooting through the gate. Okay. Cool game. So 24 by the tires.
My tail doesn't
Oh, there's a
you.
rat in here, I know that. Where is this? There he is.
I amuse you. Forget about it.
Okay. It's serious face now. It's serious game time. There you go. Oop. Come on, get him. Where am I aiming at? There we go. There you go there. Crossover, okay. Now we've got a... So before I drop into the lower area, we'll count the time. I believe there was a paw back there. I can give it an extra look. There was definitely a paw in here, so there's nothing chilling in the skylight.
I'm out of order. You're out of order. This whole level's out of order.
But yeah, I'm very certain you look in there and there's just nothing anymore. Yeah, there was a paw in there. Alright, so before I leave the roof, it's 36 now. We're going to use this opportunity to get one of the flame power-ups down here so I can burn the money in the pit on the other side. Because I'm going to need to do that anyways. 36 on the roof. Now we drop down. Little sting song snappy going on there. Okay, so basically 3 in the pit there. So we'll just continue on here.
That is one powerful piece of machinery.
There we go.
9-9, baby.
Anything inside the truck? No, the truck was completely closed off. Completely.
Lights out.
I'm dodging. I'm dodging. There we go. Oh, I got it. We're good. I was a little worried though. I was like, ooh. No, we're good. We got it. There's 2 pigeons behind me, so just mental note. Yeah, what? I'm seeing the hits.
I amuse you.
I'm seeing the hits. The game's going insane.
Hey, yo, my friggin' name is friggin' Donnie Brasco.
That gate is just so temperamental. It does not want to be opened.
Hit me, go on, hit me.
I know. Just like open the gates. Easy. What? Last minute like throw right there as well. He's nowhere near me.
I'm out of order. You're out of order. This whole level.
Alright, so we're at 50 on the dot. 50 on the dot. The areas I haven't looked at yet. I haven't looked at the apartments, and I haven't looked at the dock area. But we're 50 on the dot. Okay, so probably gonna... I don't know if you get these flies, or they're just chilling there. I don't recall having to, like... Wow, okay. I don't recall having to wait to, or having to pick those up. Sorry, having to rush to pick those up. They seem to always be there. No apartments, no docks.
Shove my foot right up your shoe.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I know it's kind of old school collect-a-thon. Yeah, you see the flies are still there from where he died, so...
I am the greatest.
Ooh. I gotta get my health on a bit of watch. It's not too bad on the back half of the level, but still. Cool. That's gonna be a bit awkward, isn't it? Because now I can't run up and get him. I gotta jump out and try it again. Okay, sure. You know, this me. Oh, my health is low. Also, me completely avoiding all the health power-ups. Who could have foreseen this coming? It's all an effort to sort of cut corners and go fast to try and get all these flies really quick. And in turn, I just keep experiencing the flies disappearing on me, mysteriously. I'll never be able to find that elusive 100th fly every time. Going fast makes you go slow. That is unfortunately the way it's going. The best part, like when I do Gex 2, it's just like, no, going fast goes fast. There is no slow in Gex 2. So this guy's gonna give me his fly right there. Or not. I had to pick it up. Man, there's so many flies just in this apartment, isn't there? Oops. We'll just do another jump. Oh. Pool table jumps the coolest though. So 73 in the apartments.
TVs instead of potatoes.
And that's the money.
You certainly are a master spy, sir.
I am the master spy, apparently. So now here comes the big question. Did I have that many, well, are there that many flies in the docks? We'll see. It feels right, but I also was only one off, so I don't know how right I feel.
Hey, yo, I'm the Teflon Gecko.
Now let's get these guys. Oh, sure, just drop the fly, sure. One guy there. One guy there. Let's get their flies, in case. In case, you never know. Oh, I thought I could jump and get that. Nope. No siree. No siree. Bam! Alright, let's go for the flies that are on top right now. Just for no discernible reason, there's lots of flies. Okay, nope, we're going for the flies down below. So there's one in the little hidey hole there. I see that. That's where the bonus coin was, so don't need to worry about that. We've got the safe down here, which gives one. Concrete shoes guy doesn't give me any, so I'm just gonna really ignore them. I'm gonna go straight for the fish. Straight for the fish! So that was gotten. That was...
I'm out of water. You're out of water. This whole
I knocked it. I knocked it down. I did not see my counter go up.
Forget about it.
Did we really just experience it again? I watched that happen. I watched that happen.
Hey, yo, I'm the
I watched that happen.
Gecko.
You kidding me? You're kidding me. Oh. Do we just call it there? Do we just call it there? Because
Yo, this level looks like a friggin'
I'm just adding like more time, and it's like, oh.
This is from Mr. Sinatra.
I heard the ding as well. I'm gonna continue on just in case I'm going nuts. But I did not see my counter go up. I swear I was at that number, and I didn't see the fly counter go up at all. Yeah.
My tail
What is going on? Because none of that happened. Well, okay, never mind. I've just goofed up for me entirely. Listen, I'm committed.
I am the greatest.
I was too preoccupied, but oh my gosh.
I did it Gex way.
Because, listen, it's gonna be a midnight stream. 100%. It's midnight in 13 minutes. It's still got a whole another level to go. So, I don't know. I'll probably just wrap it up after this, and we'll do a follow-up. We'll do a follow-up next week. I mean, I knew it was a stretch, but I'm just like, I legit, as I was like timing this whole stream, this whole game, I was like, no way, not no way it's gonna take 3 or 4 streams, but rather just, oh, I would have to be unlucky with getting the flies. The fact that now, I think that's the 3rd or arguably even 4th time that's happened on camera. Like, I cannot even understand it. And I hope someone who knows maybe anything about how the game functions under the hood may potentially provide some explanation. Oh no, I gotta sneeze. Ah, gosh. But hopefully anyone who knows how the game works under the hood could probably give an explanation why the game is treating me like this. Why? Why are objects just disappearing? It's not like it's literally the vital flies. Do the docks first? I guess. I mean, we know that it's exactly 23 flies in the apartment.
I amuse you. Damn it, Jim. I'm a doctor.
Going straight for these ones. Hey, we wrote it down. We wrote it down at least. For reference, the next stage does have checkpoints, but I honestly was not watching my air because I was gobsmacked. I was like, no way did that like thing just disappear from me.
Sure, baby, yeah. Hey, yo, my friggin' name is friggin' Donnie Brasco.
Alright, we're at the 24 again. There were like 3 in this pit because it's the bird. Was it 3?
Somebody's gotta do it.
Oh, that's like 4 saves. 3 saves, sorry, my bad.
Forget about it.
That checks out. Yeah, has anyone experienced the flies disappearing on them? If you do get 99 flies that can't find anymore, reset the level. Some flies like to disappear underground. Do not burn the birds, pay close attention to the underwater flies. Yeah. Ah. It feels so rough because I never experienced this in my playtesting, and now it's like, yep. Here I am, doing it over and over. The underwater fish. Fly coins are the ones most susceptible to disappearing. Beeline straight for that part of the level immediately. Well, we might as well give it a go. We've noted the number of flies on the roof. It was 36, right? Yeah, 36 on the roof, so... So all I'm doing is I'm expecting to hit 59. I think that was what the numbers work out. Over this area.
Hey, yo, I'm the Teflon Gecko. Good. I amuse you.
Dude, what a joke. What a joke. What a joke. What a joke. Come on. Bro, the two guys in the trash cans, I turn around, flame this one, flame that one, look back, it's gone. What a joke. What an absolute joke. It's like I'm watching it happen in real time. That's now the 5th time it's happened. It didn't happen at all on stream. Freaking, okay, hold on. We're getting this guy. We're getting this guy real quick. Dude, I am so upset. I am shaking internally. Listen, I didn't go into this thinking that this would be the case. That this would happen. And ultimately, you know, like, what do you get as a reward? A thing that I could look up a YouTube video for. I'm trying my darndest. I'm really trying. There are some games where I just went like, yeah, nah, I didn't 100% it. We didn't technically 100% Wario Land 1. Oh yeah, whoops, I hit the fly every time. But man, like... I've never... That really pains me. Never turn your back on a fly. That's a... yeah, words to live by, apparently. That's just shocking. Because I liked this game a lot more before this was ever happening. And now I'm just... repeatedly experiencing it. Hey, you wanna hit the thing? There we go.
You'd be that Bond chap hands down.
You'd be that Bond chap? So I think I might call it there then, because I know we're basically going to add like an hour and a bit just for the rest. And honestly, I think that's fine, yeah. Because we're already 3.5 hours in. Gosh, I can't believe it. So, alright, not the finale. I get to actually use all 4 parts of King Crimson Lizard for song titles. But yeah, no, because otherwise we're going to legit hit the 4-hour stream, and worse. We're going to crush the 4-hour stream. It's going to be worse than Metroid Prime. So, I'll call it there. We'll call it there. We're so close. We're so close. We're at remote number 43. There's only 7 remotes left. We've got 1 remaining remote left in that level, along with the flies. 1 last level. I can't take it anymore. And then we're going to do the Super Zeros level. And then I think there's 1 bonus remote for actually beating the final boss. And that puts you at 50. And then you're subject to a very exclusive little animation, which you could just look up on YouTube right now. But I'm putting in the effort to do it on stream, to show you the pain of what's happening there. So, with that, thank you very much for watching me struggle so hard. If you enjoyed it or you didn't enjoy it, you can follow on Twitch. Here, twitch.tv/Biendeo, unless you're not on Twitch or on YouTube. But twitch.tv/Biendeo, where I'll stream every 8:30 PM Australian Eastern Daylight Time on a Monday, just Monday. And by everyone, I mean only next week. And then I'm taking a week off for holidays. It's New Year's, so... And if you missed part of this down on the couch, that's fair. If you missed part of this, the VOD will be on YouTube, where you'll be able to witness every single moment forever, immortalized, because that's how this game works. You can follow me on the Fediverse at m.biendeo.com. I am slurring so hard today. I'm slurring so hard, so I think it's due for a good rest. CBT forever, yes. Gex torture. Death by Gex. Alright, see you fellas. Have a good one. Don't let your flies disappear on you.